That's what he does every time we're
Literally
idling in game. We're just
That's
Karlak's shimmy. It's his thing.
That's it.
She does her little fucking shuffle and then.
Just like that. Yes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here at Millennial Tavern. We are going back at it again with another D&D session. So you might notice we do not have all of our players. Unfortunately, Oscar is a little under the weather today. So he is going to be in here in spirit, and he already has a couple things that he's going to be trying to do while everything's transpiring here. But speaking of which, just so we go ahead and get it out now, this week we're doing a normal session. Next week is going to be a little bit of a holiday special. So as you guys know, last year we actually kicked off the streaming of this campaign with the holiday special, and of course we're going to be doing it again this year. It's going to be a little bit different than last year. Last year it was kind of like separate rooms people go into. Some people went and like did kind of stealth stuff. Some people went and talked. Some people murdered the children, the women, and everyone that was in there.
They were goblins.
Nobody in particular, but you know, somebody did that. Anyways, but there will be little gifts.
Are there no women goblins?
No, they're not. They're all disgusting men.
They're like orcs from the like a Tolkien.
From Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yes, there was no women and children to murder because they were already dead. Mm-hmm. So, all that to say, we'll be doing our holiday special again here this next week. It'll be very fun, so please come back and join us for that. We'll have little gifts and things that we're handing out at the table based off of the accomplishments and achievements of the individuals in the group. Whoa! Thank you, huzzah, Mr. Lampinator.
Whoa, that was really quiet. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I can turn up the TV a little bit more.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
He's found the Holy Grail.
He's found the Holy Grail. But all to say, we are going to be getting back at it with a standard session here, even though Oscar is not going to be with us tonight. So let's go ahead and do a little recap. What exactly has transpired as of late?
So much.
Bad.
A lot has happened.
Bad.
We're doing some very high-stakes negotiation with the MindFlayer. Last session was a whole lot of fucking around and then also finding out, but I think we're still going to find out a lot more.
Good chance.
Yeah, last session we kind of dwelled on the terms that we like loosely kind of set with the MindFlayer, otherwise known as the Master, and I went exploring / peeing, got lost while peeing, grabbed the whole group and was like, "Yo, check this out! There's a giant mushroom." Turns out there was a fucking tunnel somehow in the mushroom that led downwards, basically a chimney, into some sort of well-preserved ancient ruin of old that we barely know anything about. And in doing so, I angered a rock golem / earth elemental / whatever the hell it was. Giant rock beast thing.
Yes.
And
he was so happy to see you were there, by the way.
I was very happy.
He gave you a giant hug.
I was convinced it was going to be TPK.
Yeah, same honestly. I thought I was dying underground, like underground. You know what I mean? I thought I was gonna get caved in, but we ended up running away. The Master / MindFlayer was not very happy that we awakened something that could destroy his lair, and he was very angry with
Just
the
all of
whole
y'all.
group.
No.
He was very angry with
Nobody in
nothing.
particular.
the entirety.
I did not.
Collective
I wasn't even
punishment.
there.
Collective punishment is a war crime. And that's what he's doing. And he made us go clear and kill the Earth Elemental, which we did, thanks to people having spell slots still.
Yep, I got you.
Namely,
One person, maybe.
Yeah. And after that, we went to sleep after getting a nice scolding.
When he
From-
told us also that we need to bring the entire town back to him.
Yeah. And I think that might be more or less because we asked for so much of his stuff. Not necessarily because, you know, rock
Yeah, I
golem.
still don't understand why y'all are asking this man for anything.
Yeah, we're making a
Well, so we'll go ahead and highlight a little bit of what you did. So Arthur gave an amazing perspective from him. So what happened on the side of Elena or Box?
Basically, I changed into my true self for the first time since being with the group. Yeah, the other changelings that are serving the master approached me and kind of talked me into it, encouraged me to be myself. So yeah, that was pretty emotional. For her?
Just her? Maggie?
Yeah, not really me.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Well, she ended up kind of discovering herself a little bit, found
Yeah.
some new friends.
Yeah.
So. And now she's actually sleeping with them this evening because she's not really having. She's not having the group tonight. It's just
No,
not
I
happening.
am pissed
Not
at
happening.
everyone right now, except for my new changeling.
Exclusively. But that pretty much covers everything, unless there's anything that anyone else wants to add.
Nope.
And we got the puppy rage going on over here in the corner.
Puppy raise.
Puppy rage. Well, if that is the case, we'll go ahead and end off there. And
we did level up.
we
Did
level up.
level up to
Everybody make
level
sure you're at level
7.
We did all level up. So everyone went ahead and leveled up and took a wonderful, nice rest after defeating
I
that
don't
very,
remember
very
what
rocky
pictures.
goal. So we'll go ahead and resume our adventure there, though. So as you all end up waking up, feeling a little bit more refreshed, and it's very gloomy and still kind of a little bit concerning location. You end up coming to in separate locations. Elena kind of waking up next to what is this giant fleshy golem that seems like it's being worked on by a couple of the other changelings in there. And the rest of you awakening inside your chambers. It looks like you've basically just kind of commandeered and taken this little area to be entirely your own. The little bunks and everything in this side-off room. As you end up coming to, you realize that Elena is actually no longer in the room with you. As you end up looking around, trying to recognize where she is, and you can only assume that the master has taken her in some capacity and must be doing something with her. What exactly that is, you're not sure. But you end up seeing that they actually left a bag in there. And it looks like it's Elena's bag that's sitting up against one of the beds. As you end up kind of getting to and getting up, you see the rest of everyone is there. You notice that Reginald is actually staring at everyone and saying, "You know, I think I wanted that flail that was in there. It seemed like it would be a really good idea to go back in there and get it. If Elena comes back in here, tell her she could have the amulet. That's fine. I'll give her the amulet. I'm going to go negotiate something with the master. Feel free to deliberate your plans without me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude like that. Just, I'll be off." And you watch as Reginald just kind of leaves the room as you watch as his companion just kind of follows him behind him. All right, what do you guys want to do? So Belena's not there anymore. So you can take her out.
So we finished the long rest?
You successfully finished a long rest.
Oh, look here.
It's how you press the press button.
I don't remember what my HP was before.
So we all woke up. We saw them leave. We saw.
I described
Reginald.
everything you just saw.
Yeah, press.
Everything. Describe this.
I'm still in my room.
Well, so how'd you guys sleep on it? As far as what we need to do.
Well, great question. I don't have an answer.
Yeah, no, neither.
Well, we're gonna need to decide on something before we walk out of this cave.
I need to somehow lead the whole town here, but I think we could. I did think about it, and either way, we're gonna have to go back to town sooner or later, and well, maybe we can convince the master to maybe
I don't think we can convince the master to do really anything at this point.
convince bring a few of his servants here so that we can make it look like, or bring a few of his shape-changing servants with us to make it look like we came back with all the villages, all of the hunting party. Not all of them per se, but at least a number of them, and they can be part of the charade we put on, saying, "Oh, there's a great evil that we vanquished inside this cave. In fact, it's so evil and great, and our accomplishments are very proud that we can only bring so much of the riches back in one load. So we could bring the villagers to this here cave, on the promise that they will receive not only their property back, meaning slaves, but also riches.
So I guess
As
we'll
for
have
like
to-
the details of like, oh, what we slew and all that here, that we can make something up. But that's what my mind is at.
So I guess what riches are we going to show? Will the master actually give us what we're trying to negotiate with now, or are we having to wait?
Well, if we have some sort of item, perhaps. Depends on if the master already gives something to us. Or we can just, put all of our gold into one big old pouch and say, oh, look, this is all the gold we found. Or this is at least just a speckle of gold that we found in the cave. And we just need so much help carrying it. We need oxen and carts. Make it a whole thing. Even tell them to bring their kids along.
Pretty sure they're
To
going to
help.
believe anything you tell them. You're Arthur. They'll probably build a statue.
I see no reason why. But other than I just talk to people and they just say, oh, that guy's talking a lot. He's really smart. He can do it. Okay. But that's my plan. Or at least my proposal.
Now, pause there. So, Elena, as you're coming to, you're going to realize when the chain is kind of lost up to you. How'd you sleep over there? Feeling good? A little better?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was hearing from Bo and from Revo that you were, not feeling the best, so.
Yeah, I mean, I got pretty upset with my group there for a little bit.
Well, you're more than welcome to stay here, but I think it might be best if you go in there and at least check on them. Let them know you're here and you're safe and you're all right. And they're probably worried about you.
I doubt they're even notice that I'm gone.
Well, you left quite an impression on us, and I reckon it's an impression that they're gonna miss. I think you're selling yourself short there.
Yeah, I guess. I guess I'll go back.
We'll be in here for you. Just if anything ever comes down or you need some help, so you got a friend of us.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
I guess I'll just walk. One of y'all want to move me?
So as you're walking in there, you're kind of hearing Arthur saying, anyways, that's the end of my plan. What we should do.
My proposal.
My proposal.
What exactly is your proposal?
Where have you been?
Gonna make me explain it all over again. Jesus. Sorry.
Well, I mean, y'all were talking about it, and I wasn't here. Whose fault is that? You could have waited until I got here.
Well, sorry I didn't come wake you up wherever you were, wherever you wandered off to.
Yeah, I'm not trying not to wander.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson.
I didn't wander. I was next door.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Did you look?
No, we just woke up.
I think I learned my lesson about poking around here too much. I stayed there.
And I'll just go and lean up against the wall with my arms kind of So what's the plan? What are you thinking?
Plan.
Insert plan. Here.
Insert plan here.
And Arthur explains to you the very level plan.
Expedition done.
Too long didn't read or too long don't know how to read. Essentially, convince the town there's riches here and bring them all here.
So even more deceiving.
Yes. With the help of the changeling folk that the master employs.
Ooh, you're just volunteering them to do your dirty work for you?
No, they're a part of the master's plan to get all of the villagers down here. We're using tools to his own end.
I still don't like any of this.
Let's talk about the plan specifically in detail without talking about any sort of dissenting opinions about this.
haven't said much.
Kind of a reason for that.
We can go outside. That's fine. But we need to head back to the camp, like you said, one way or another.
Well, we're gonna need to get the changelings on board, at least get them to participate. As needed. Don't think we need to bother the master anymore. In fact, I'm quite keen on limiting the conversation. Oh, I would like to, during my, whole time, can I know about that robe that I found underneath?
Which robe?
The robe that I found in the...
Did you take it?
I did take the robe. We can always do it later.
Yeah, we can do it later. Okay. I don't have that up in front.
Okay.
Send me this, just whenever you have time, just message me the details on what it was, and that will help me to find it faster.
Okay.
My list of, I have a long list of magic items, so depending on where you guys go. So. Make my life a little easier, please.
Long list.
So
That's
Foss.
correct. Yeah,
Was
Oh,
Foss.
sorry.
no, this one was Foss. I remember that. This one was Foss. Okay.
Foss Rhoda.
Yes, I will send me that though, and I'll look it up later. Okay, but yes, so you would have been able to do that kind of one more. Okay.
I also did my infusions overnight, my brand new level. Okay. Yeah, if I could finally enhance my armor.
Okay, that's it.
It's done. Yeah, four infusions. Pretty chill.
Rather chill.
Very chill. All right, well, best we get going and talking with our new compatriots.
They're all next door.
is it where you were?
Yeah, I said I was next door.
Yeah.
And then I just turn around and walk back.
And you watch as Elena walks over into this other room. It looks like she actually kind of knows where the hole in the wall is, where she kind of presses in the door.
Quite cozy, aren't you?
I'll follow out.
I didn't go around messing with things that I shouldn't be messing with. I just made some friends.
Well, we made a not so nice friend. Who's now in a million bits all over the place.
As you end up watching her walk in the room, you're going to end up watching as one of them's like, oh, hey, you watch as somebody just kind of jabs, like, Elena, how are you doing? Great to see you again.
Hey.
I reckon you bringing the rest of the group in here. What seems to be the problem? Is there everything okay, or?
Well, depends on who you ask. This guy's got a favor to ask of you guys.
A favor, or more rather, your help would be appreciated. Well, you see, now that the master wants the whole town here brought in, I believe we could make use of your skill sets, all of you, and if you wouldn't mind accompanying us back to town, so that we may bring the villagers back here for the master. Specifically, you taking on the form of the hunting party that joined us here at the entrance of the cave that I'm assuming was last night's dinner.
Well, I reckon some of them have. They're still alive. You didn't eat them all last night, but. So you're wanting us to use our shapeshifting to essentially help in convince the town to come over this way. I think we need something more substantial than that. But more often, this isn't something that we can really decide on. This is something that's going to come more so from the master himself. So.
Well, yes, I wanted to let you know the plan beforehand. And if you have any ideas, I'm all ears. Considering this is more your work, your line of thinking.
Well, we all have personas and everything from the city. You know any of the individuals that were in that hunting party? We might actually have some of their personas already down pat. Roll history.
Oh.
Guidance.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you. Much needed. Wow. Not great. 3 + 7.
So you end up remembering a couple names of people that were dying, or maybe like one or two. All right. Well, I know that there's at least one of us in that group that has a persona for that. They're pretty well worked on it. They understand who they are and what it is that they do, and kind of follow them around. At least one or two of the trips over to the dragons. Speaking of which, actually, speaking of which, there's actually supposed to be a dragon attack here in the next. At this point, probably. I mean, we're days passed by, right? Since you've been here.
Yes.
Oh, it should be happening at some point today. You don't seem enthusiastic about that. I'm terribly sorry that the master plans have not coincided with exactly what you need.
No. This is all just more information to help the decision making. Us and the master to come up with a decent plan. Well, if there's a dragon attack happening,
At some point today, the dragons kind of have a mind of their own. We negotiated what we could. We gave them some treasures and everything, and they don't always come in the exact timing that we'd like, but they found their way, I reckon.
that could be used as another reason to bring people in to escape the dragons. Yeah, that would be quite hard convincing. I don't know. Am I thinking crazy? Am I like way off? I don't know. Is any other ideas for a plan?
Does the master need them to be alive when we bring them back to the game?
That's an excellent question for the master.
Probably.
He's sending
if
a
I-
dragon to attack.
Well, to what end are the dragon attacks even happening for? That's what I do.
Run the city down enough for them to
So
leave.
the whole idea of the dragon attacks is really to more or less instill chaos into the city, and enough that enough people end up separating or going out and fighting this thing, and potentially being enough that we could take the city on our own. If the city is spread out enough, then we still have one of our changelings kind of overtaking the place of one of the individuals in the city.
Somebody in a position of leadership, perhaps?
Position of leadership, I'd hardly call it that. He's actually one of the gods himself. Are you familiar with Frederick?
I am familiar
What
with
a
Frederick.
douchebag.
I love Frederick. Frederick is great. Frederick was one of the very few people who seemed capable enough in that time. Telling me he was one of you lot.
He is one of us, but the persona he's playing isn't nearly as capable as what he sells himself, so.
Well, he's doing a great job pretending. And, well,
But he is the one who's supposed to be informing us if anything were to change. Now, that being said, when this dragon attack happens, if the numbers of the city end up dwindling or they spread out enough where it feels like we could start taking out a couple individuals, then you see, Frederick himself, while he feigns being a fighter, and good thing he's in a sergeant's position where he doesn't have to worry about it all that much, he's actually more of an enchanter.
Chanter how?
Well,
Chanting items or enchanting the mind?
individuals. Enchanting minds.
Okay.
So normally what would happen is if people end up separating out of the city, he would go ahead and charm an individual or two and take them to safety off. Sometimes for the little stack for the master on a later patrol, or he would end up guiding them over here to be turned into one of the master's newest subjects. But, all to say, I don't know exactly what Frederick has been up to. He hasn't responded as of late.
Yeah.
With a dragon attack, I'm sure he would tell us if it happens, but we haven't gotten anything back from him through sending, so.
Well, I can't speak for what Frederick has found, but All to say that if he's the inside man, then he knows more about the inner workings of the town than we do. Can I exactly recall what Master said last time? In terms specifically of,
Yeah,
did he want
that.
us to bring this whole ass town here? Because that's the impression I got last time.
He wanted you to roll a history for me.
You still got it.
Hey, look at that. Concentration. 16.
Okay. You end up remembering that he said specifically to bring the village to him, and that the village is his. He was from what you recall, it feels like, especially with your passives. Yeah. With your passive, it feels like he was a little bit vague, almost intentionally, because all he wants is full control of the city. Now, based off the way he was leading the conversation, it feels like bringing a vast majority of the people there would be the easiest way, would be the way that he wants. But given the fact that he didn't give explicit directions, he's probably going to be kind of judging the situation strictly based off of how he feels the success was. Or how big of a success it was.
Okay.
We could use the dragon attack as a diversion by taking it townsfolk 1 by 1, 3 by 3.
At that point, we're just kidnapping folk. Staying.
Getting them away from safety. Getting them safe. Describe it however you want. But yeah.
If we can get to the town in time before the dragon attack, we might be able to put a bug in everyone's ear and then immediately say run by the time the dragon's here. We can say, oh, there's riches in a cave so far away from here, but not too far for you to be able to grab more than your hearts can imagine. About riches and
In that case, either
wealth
way,
beyond all dreams.
Either way, we're gonna need.
Yes. And I think that the more we bring in one go, the less work we have to do over time. And at that point, we will put most of the burden onto the master himself. That way we are scot-free. We catch our boat out of here, go to Shadowstone, finally. Missed the meeting that the Lord was supposed to have, or whatever the Lord's faction was. But still to get to Shadowstone, maybe in time to still get some information out of it. We've drawn too far from our original purpose, and I think we're lacking our conviction to stay with one path. I think that's more of a conversation we need to have outside anyway. What we're doing. Because right now we're just getting caught and blindsided by all these side quests, these stories, these things we're chasing down to no end, only to figure out that, oh, fuck, here we are. With even more shit to deal with, even more shit to do. If we just do this as quickly as we can, as effectively as possible, then...
Everyone, I have great news. This is Reginald. We're going to be able to get the amulet. The amulet's for you. I'm going to be getting flail. But the master wants more, but it's okay. I got the flail. And he's going to be holding the flail right now.
What do you mean he wants more?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great conversation to have. Anyways, I got the flail I was looking for.
Seems we're going to be delivering on our promise very soon. Considering there's more
Let me take it.
expectations. Jeez. Okay. Let's go speak briefly with the master. Plan.
Alright.
And get him on board. I'm sure he'll be fine with it. After
Was
all,
Amulet of Health. Is that the one?
That was the one, yeah. You don't have it yet, but...
Wait. I'm Grant. Are we walking towards that? Right there?
Yeah, I'm walking.
Okay.
Alright, so as the rest of you end up kind of following through, you're going to watch as the master's just kind of standing there in his chambers, almost like kind of hovering, but almost hunched over a table. So it looks like he's reading some kind of a giant book. You watch it, you kind of just, like, briefly just, like, flicks his fingers and one of the pages kind of shifts over. and he immediately detects you and turns around.
Okay, thank you. Did you want?
I'm offline right now. What is it exactly that you're doing back in my presence? Have you just contrived a plan of some sort?
We have.
Shove me
Thank you.
forward.
Thank you, Erod. Well, our plan is to bring you, as you've requested, bring you the town. Maybe not the entirety of it at once, but the majority of it.
The majority, and I will retain control over these subjects.
Oh, of course, you do with them how you will. I.
As long as I will be uncontested going into the city.
Sure. Well, you
Roll
want...
persuasion. Was that sure?
Guidance. Let's go. That is pretty. It's pretty good. It's a dirty 20.
Go on.
Well, this is news to me that you want to go into town yourself. Or is this an eventual?
No, a
prospect
vast
of this?
majority of these subjects will be turned into one of my own.
Oh, okay. But you,
This town will be controlled entirely by the MindFlayers. The vast majority of them will end up turning, and the ones who are not the best of subjects, being mostly those who are not suitable size-wise, are more young than what would be liked, will most likely be devoured, and will be given to the rest of my colony as feeding and nourishment. But we must proliferate and carry on, and I would eventually like to retain control of the entirety of that city. This was discussed.
I have a crazy idea. Just popped into my head. Crazy. What if? Hear me out. What if? And please tell me if I've gone too far beyond my own.
Yes.
My own. What if? In a strange twist of irony,
Get to the point, Arthur.
you turn all of the slave owners into MindFlayers, and you retain the individuality of the slaves that were kept, and let them be free, while the subjects you turn are, of course, dominated by your will. I think that'd be a little funny, a twist of irony, how the slave owners become enslaved. And their subjects free to choose who they serve. Well, yeah. Free to choose.
I like it.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
We good.
We hear a little voice echoing off
Wow,
in the distance.
one was in that one. Thank God. 20.
You guidance too?
Yeah.
You're going for it.
A sense of ironic. Sense of ironic. Irony. That does feel promising. But we do run into one issue. Why do you offer this?
Just some extra flavor as a part of it. And, truth be told, I don't feel any sort of relative empathy for those who dehumanize others, or revel in the enslavement and torture of those who cannot fight for themselves. And specifically, the fact that these folk have been enslaved for decades, however long, their entire lives perhaps. And it's just part of it. We're still going to deliver you the town, but that was just... Maybe that would do well against any sort of imperial sort of perspective on what might be developing here. If there's any sort of spying that the Empire sees and notices of any sort of illithid growth or illithid colony, then they might be suspicious of, oh, well, all of these, they're just using all these slaves and turning them. It's all these humans and these slaves, though. You get what I mean. I think that if you do take it the other way, it can be seen as a liberation type of force. And the Empire might not even bat an eye, not even pay you any mind if they see, oh, well, the slaves are upholding themselves, there's a nice slave rebellion, and they're in control. They might not think anything of it. If anything, they might try to parlay inside a spot into the Imperial forces.
Arthur and Scorn, you're more intimately familiar with the inner workings of the Freelands. Do you believe that the military would target some sort of a rebellion? If there were to be a rebellion of slaves rising up, given the time of war, do you believe them to take high enough precedence to come and get involved? If there was reports of a slave rebellion in the city, then I would assume it would be less likely that they'd be surprised that trades have stopped and that things are slowing down in the area. This might be the ideal scapegoat while a presence is set up and facades are laid. But, based off your experience of the Freelands, you believe this to be the case.
Can I roll history to see the size of the town versus others that have been
Sure,
traded
yeah. Arthur, you want to do any rolls?
Natural 20.
You know this is one of the
Minus 1.
one of the smallest towns in the entirety of. Like this is probably like one of the smallest like actual towns that has an overseer. There are going to be like tiny settlements and just like a couple people living out in the woods, like living out in the grasslands. But this is the smallest like civilized area under the.
From the many cities I've delivered slaves and traded slaves to, this is probably the smallest. Attack on the holdout city of Pike. The military would be more focused on that than its minimal slave rebellion. So, would be my.
I agree. I can't speak to the military strategy of the free people and the military that they. Who even knows if it's around still? Honestly. Maybe they're fighting the Imperials somewhere else along the continent, but I don't even know.
And with the dragon attacks happening already, they could just assume that they took the opportunity. Their masters being attacked. They joined in.
Roll persuasion advantage. It's a good connection.
Fucking natural 20.
This is good dice rolls.
Let's go.
Plus whatever.
Plus 2.
I mean, I'm still there.
Very well.
I mean, I did, but I mean, plus 4, plus whatever guidance would be. Yeah.
Very well. Fine. Deliver me all the slave traders. Anyone in high positions of power, including the overseers, any council members. They'll be uncontested. I will send you my changelings, and they should be able to help with the convincing of some of the slaves that they are to follow the new ways. But I'm sure not every slave in this city knows each other, so it would be a good idea to have them take on their forms. Be a guiding light in this direction. For goblins and gnomes' personalities, not beyond reach of what they can take.
Out of all the stuff we picked, magic item wise, what looks the most luxurious?
The greatsword or bow, right?
Yeah, it's probably going to be the great sword, though.
I think with the we're still going to go with the convincing of treasures and riches, showing one of the items we have agreed upon to them to say there's more down here.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
Oh, we have not told you this part of the plan yet. Our plan is to... Specifics, not necessarily important, but we wanted to bring a sort of sample to the villagers and say, hey, look, there's untold riches in this cave where we slew a great evil. And here are your fellow villagers that help us did it. And villagers being the changelings that take on the form of those from the hunting party. With the fairly simple-minded folk of Risen Stone probably enchanted by the thought of riches.
I worry very much about this plan. For some of the changelings that I have in my service are quite skilled. Do not deny their skill to be able to take on these personas and enact them to the best of their ability, but if they don't know all of the villagers we're going to be back with, they take on their personas, what happens if their loved ones come up to them? Feels like a lot of risk. Are you sure you'll be able to carry out on this? Because I don't want any of my changelings to die in some feud conflict when I could just eventually get it through the claws of my dragons.
I think the danger more lies in the wilderness more than in the town, personally. I don't think the changelings are going to have a problem with any of it at all, because if there's going to be a dragon attack today, then surely the villagers will come with us today. The changelings, under your employ, won't have to do it for very long before they're brought here. So the exposure time is limited, and for that reason, I think the risk is acceptable.
Somebody go get an A for me.
Guess I'll go.
Okay. Right. While she's getting an Okay. She ends up returning. Alright, she returned up then. Nay, what is your comfort level with potentially taking on a persona for a short period of time that you have no idea who they are? You believe you'd be able to get by with potential loved ones, family members, and brothers? I think I could do that. I think I could. I think all of us could. How long of a period are we talking?
How long does it take to go to the town?
Checks virtual watch.
How long did it take us to get to the cave and back? Or take from the town to the cave?
With your passive, you know they're probably not talking about the cave or the distance to the cave. They're talking more about like time interacting with. Like
But also,
minute-
how long?
even-
How long?
even
Is, how's
still,
the trip?
yeah.
It's about like a 5 hour walk.
6 hours. Oh. Look at my wieners.
I believe we could do it. Very well then. You trust us to be the best that your group has to offer for plans.
I do.
Shock and awe. Bring it all here.
And you'll be delivering all of the slavers.
We'll be bringing the majority of the town. I'm sure the greediest of those will be the most eager to get here.
Have you thought of if they were to bring their slaves with them? I'm sure the slavers would be bringing their slaves
Even
to
better.
collect the riches.
Even better. Getting even more of all of them. Question is, no, I don't. Never mind.
He's gonna cast a tech toss on you.
I'm thinking, can you handle all of these people at once? Is what I'm thinking.
What's the size of the village? This is all going to be like telepathic. You're worried about
History. Okay.
That's a, yeah.
It's 4 dice. Oh my fucking god.
What's that? Do you want to roll?
That's a 4.
Need some clarity, bro.
17.
Some Claritin.
You know that the village, like in total, including slaves, is going to be no more than maybe like a couple hundred. Maybe like more than 500, less than 1,000. So. Yeah.
Well, the majority of the town here.
You think we could do all that in 1 hour? Because you're telling these changelings that it's only gonna take an hour.
No, 6 hours.
Okay.
With enough shine show.
You do, and just to clarify too, with that number, you do remember that a vast majority of them are slaves.
Alright, then. Fuck it.
Very well. Take the changelings underneath your employ for the time being. Vivo, of course, will still be assigned to you. More permanent sense, but the rest will be temporary.
Vivo is a kind fellow. Well, we will consult with our new friends, our new partners. In terms of the items that we asked for,
Yes.
would you like us to collect those
After.
after we bring it? We will be off unless anyone has anything else.
What happens if we can't get everyone here in one go? Will you give us another chance, or is that just it for us?
We'll play it by ear.
Okay.
I turn around and go out of the room.
You're gonna watch he just kind of turns around, shows you his back, as he begins flipping through his book again. Okay.
Who's this? Is it the paladin?
That's supposed to be the companion.
Vivo?
No.
Oh, shit. Oh, this is
If you break
Reginald's.
another minute.
I'm not just throwing it.
Here, I can get you. You guys can kind of. So you guys are like kind of walking over towards me.
Joke's done.
For now. So you gotta talk again.
These are good. These are good. Wow. Really? Play it down like that? Okay. It's like Mountain Dew with some alcohol.
Here you go.
Vivo.
Vivo.
Let's go.
These are empty if you want to start stacking them.
All right. So as you guys end up walking over to the changelings, what do you want to do? All right. So you guys end up walking over to the changelings. What do you want to do?
I greet them with a smile. Well, it seems we're on business. Elena? Would you like to tell your new bunkmates the plan?
Gonna walk away from us without saying anything. Would I like to tell my bunkmates what? I'm sorry.
About our
What's
plan?
going on? So basically, the master has approved you guys traveling with us. We're going to make our way back to town and try to convince as many of the slave owners as possible to come here at once with promises of riches and anything else we can think to sweeten the deal for them to convince them to come. And hope we don't die.
Well, I reckon that's a little bit concerning.
Well, there is a dragon attack apparently happening. Do the dragons know not to attack us, or are they just gonna attack everything?
Oh, the dragons are more so just trying to destroy the area. Just instill a little bit of panic and fear and make it so that they're more cut off from society. So they'll probably end up attacking guard shacks, and ports, and stuff like that. Just things trying to kind of hide them away from the rest of civilization.
So what you're saying is we should probably hit those areas first, then, to try to get those people out.
Well, I reckon it's a possibility, but we don't know when the actual attack's going to happen. So.
I guess we'll just kind of have to play it by ear. Okay, well, y'all are being very distracting. I mean, are y'all comfortable with that? Are you good with coming with us?
I don't think it's a matter whether we're comfortable or not. The master has decreed it, therefore we're happy.
Alright. I feel bad asking this of you guys when you're so nice to me.
Elena, it's not your problem. We have dedicated our lives to, of course, the master, and it's something's going to happen one way or another. We just follow his will, and he gives us purpose. Alex, what are you getting?
Looking for Tasha's. I got it.
Okay.
We're good now.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say.
So I guess, are you guys ready to go now? Or are we...
You need some time to acclimate to your new personalities of those who have been captured and not quite easy.
Oh, that's actually... Yeah. How many haven't... How many are still alive?
Not a lot.
It's only 3. So 1, 2,
We left with 8. The hunting party.
and then 5 of them got slaughtered on the way.
No, but still, nobody knows that.
Yeah, so we only...
You have corpses on the road.
Well, what
Absolutely.
I'm getting at is we can go down there or go up wherever they're located. We can go and question them, so you guys can get more comfortable.
We've actually done a bit of that ourselves. Yeah, I reckon we're already we've taken care of that to a degree.
Okay.
As much as we could, at least.
Okay. I'm trying to make sure all of our bases are covered. This is a lot to take in.
Well, we're ready whenever you are, so just let us know. We're on standby.
Well,
Okay, well, if they're ready, then we have no reason to linger.
I'll go grab Edard.
Okay.
As I grab him, I do that.
Yep.
Okay. Do I take it?
Yeah, you got it.
Don't worry about it. Okay. Edard, you ready?
Yes.
Let's
you
go.
guys ready?
Turn around and walk
Get it.
Alright. And you guys
5
are
more
on
minutes.
your way back to the city. So, on the walk, is there anything you guys are wanting to do on the way back to them?
What time of day is it?
At this point, it's going to be pretty early in the morning. By the time you end up getting into the city, you're going to recognize it's thereabouts noon. So you guys end up kind of just taking a long rest rather early in the day. So you're probably going to end up having
Alright,
Well, I mean, is it the 8 changelings that are with us?
not each changeling. You are going to have you're going to have 4 changelings in your service right now.
Bebo!
All right.
guys, bring Vivo. We can't leave Vivo.
Is Bebo? So I was in the
Change
back.
that to you can change that to 3.
do this shit. It's just 3.
All right. So as you guys have gone through and find your way back to the city, is there anything you want to go ahead?
I'm gonna just kind of hang with the changeling versus hang with them when it comes to walking.
Hey Arthur, I think this might be useful for you.
What's that?
I pull out the bag of holding.
It's just a bag. What is it? Wait.
It's got pockets.
I have been looking for something like this. I immediately drop my pack and start to unload things into the bag.
You know, watch as these things go in and they just poof, poof.
So I have no idea how this works. I know it doesn't weigh anything. It doesn't.
Well, it has a weight, but it doesn't add to the
But it
weight.
doesn't add to the weight. But when you're trying to retrieve shit, what does it
You just have to think of the item you're trying to retrieve,
Mhm.
and when
Okay.
you reach in, that's what pops into it.
Okay, cool. So it's like the freaking bag of Harry Potter.
And if you
Bag of Harry Potter.
Bag and Harry Potter.
The bag
if you
of
flip
Harry
it open, if you flip
Harry
it inside
Potter's
out,
bag.
everything pours out.
Okay.
Oh, what? Harry Potter's left arm.
You put the
Hey!
bag of holding inside the bag of holding, and then it creates pretty much like a black hole bomb. Yeah.
Alright.
It's not good.
I
But
want to do
in
that
case
now.
I have magical items I need to store,
Yeah.
You need to consume it.
Sure.
might have you hold on to them, maybe later down the road.
Of course. Anything else anyone wants to throw in here that, just to get a weight off? Want to throw your giant great axe in here? In place of that great sword you'll be getting?
Yeah, I have a great axe actually.
We're talking to you.
You're back at the changeling. You're not here right now.
Fine,
I think you seem off about
Just
Elena
chop your
since
head
the
off.
cave. Just growing quite distant towards us. Or quite close
No,
to...
she's never liked me. Sorry.
Oh, well, that was always...
I'm hanging back behind like everything.
Oh, so it's just us.
Yeah, she's still,
Did Reginald come with us or no?
Original's up.
Okay.
The Three Musketeers.
No, I don't think I need to do anything.
Cool.
On the walk.
All right,
That was
so
awesome.
you guys end up making your way back to the city. As you end up walking, and you're gonna end up being greeted by a couple of guards. Saying, "Hey, everyone, they're back! They're back into the city!" You're gonna watch as somebody ends up ringing a bell, and then you're gonna see as people are just kind of coming out of their houses and coming down the streets, and eventually finally come. It doesn't look like they're bringing any slaves or anything with them, but you're just watching as everyone's kind of flooding over towards the northernmost end of the city. Arthur, you did it! You did it! It's
Yes!
Scorn, thank you, thank you. We did it. We owe it all to you. What was it? Where was the thing? Somebody tell us exactly what happened. I'm so curious.
That's crazy. You all won't believe what happened. Thank you all for the warm welcome back. In fact, you should not be thanking me. You should be thanking your very own. Gesture towards the...
You're gonna watch everyone just starts clapping and everything, going crazy. You're gonna watch as one of these kids just starts kind of pushing through the crowd, Daddy! As he just runs up and goes to hug one. And you watch as what looks like Evo just kind of bend over and kind of just give him a big hug and everything and pick him up and just kind of sling him around. The kid just starts kind of laughing as he eventually just kind of puts the kid behind him. Go back to your mother.
Now, this is important for everyone to know. A great evil was slewn yesterday, and because of which, we have brought back riches.
Riches, and you hear whispers going all the way through the crowd.
And I open up the bag of holding.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
This bag is full.
and start just grabbing shit out. Just fucking everything. I grab out my pittance that I put in there, part of my explorer's
Bedroll.
pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, these magical items, these pittance, these little posts, if you stake them into the ground, one at a time, and between them 50 feet each, they will create something extraordinary. We've only tested out 2 of them, but there was many more. We unfortunately could not bring everything with us for the lack of room that we had in our carrying capacity.
What else do you have in the bag? What other riches?
All right, well, here we go. I pull out another coin purse, a jiggly coin purse. Like, well, there was so much coin. There was so much treasure, coin, gems. And then I just, like, kind of flop that on the ground, trying to make a show of, like, not really getting fucked.
Okay, roll performance with advantage.
With guidance?
Sure.
Wow. 17 plus
21.
21.
Okay, you're definitely gonna kind of get the feeling that people are kind of like making wishes, like he didn't care about the gold, like he's just
I pull out. I wanted to get the flail.
Dude.
I wanted to get the flail.
What?
I go over to Reginald and grab the flail.
he'll let you have it.
Look at this marvel of a creation. A legendary weapon, seemingly just laying dormant in a cave just north of here.
Whoa! This thing! I think I've heard about it. You just hear like whispers going through the crowd, like, I've heard something about this. There's like supposed to be a lot of stuff over there. And you see people just kind of blah blah blah, just like yammering.
And I pull out of my bag, pull out my 50 feet of hempen rope.
Okay.
I'm like, this rope here. You don't understand what this rope has done for us.
Wait a minute.
This rope brought us not only to an even further dungeon within the dungeon, but it itself is magical. It is a magical rope that extends to at any length the user desires. Unfortunately, I will be keeping this. I hope you all can understand. This is my rope. Thank you.
What else is down there? We want some of this.
There's so much more that we just couldn't grab all of it. In fact, we figured that most of the belongings, besides the magical robe, this legendary mace, these other, weird stick things, they
Keep going.
it's
You're a moron.
these might be your belongings, and these might be your riches that belong to you, that might have been stolen from you over time. So I feel it's only necessary that not only do we, grab what we can, but you all should grab what you'd like as well.
I think you just hear more whispering there, I think. Somebody's like, I think I understand what's going on here. I think I got it all figured out. You see, that was a dragon's lair you went to. You slayed the dragon, and he was on top of all the riches, and you just got a pitting of all the riches in there.
Walk over to the tree. I'm just walking out of the way entirely.
That's what it was. Arthur, you didn't want to say it because you didn't want to take all of the glory. It was the dragon that's been attacking, and you did it.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because since it very much was a dragon that we slew, many of their friends...
Roll a one.
Many of their
That's the
friends
ridiculous thing I come up with.
are angry. So, if you want to get your riches and enjoy them, I suggest you come with us straight away. In fact, what better than to leave now? Grab whatever you need to carry supplies, grab
Your slave.
your slaves who will carry it for you, and come with us. We will take you to its lair.
Yep.
Okay, roll persuasion with advantage.
We'll make sure Arthur said this okay first.
Arthur, can I take this? Arthur, do you mind if I have these gold pieces? Guidance.
Roll guidance with advantage?
15.
Okay. You watch as the overseer just kind of steps out. Alright, everyone. This is a great opportunity for us. But I believe the nobles of the city, slave traders and all, we should all get together in a tavern We'll sit with Arthur, and we'll discuss a plan of action. It might not be best if every person in the city were to leave at once. That would leave us vulnerable to an Imperial attack. But the noblemen and slave traders will get together, and we'll come up with a solution. Now, we'll allow the hunting party to go back to their families, and we will have Arthur's group come with us as we discuss the rest of these events.
Is this wise, Overseer?
Arthur,
I don't mean
beg
to.
your
I
pardon.
don't mean to question.
But I'm going to question you.
I'm very. I don't want to leave everything.
By the way, how loud are you talking? Is this like loud in front of everyone, or are you trying to like just kind of be like...
Let me rephrase. I don't mean to step on your toes.
So you're saying loud. Okay.
Yes, I am. However, in doing so, in slaying this dragon in its own lair, we might have angered some sort of presence amongst the dragons. I believe there are many things within said stash of riches that will help the town defend itself from dragons. I don't think that if anyone leaves the town straight away, I don't think any of your stuff will be taken from you. I think it's important that not only do you find what's of value in that cave quickly, but also find it of much import to be able to defend yourselves with even greater weapons, even enhance or even augment your guards with such weapons, such trinkets. And magical.
Is the guards considered the noblemen? Or is that right?
Guards are not noblemen. Guards are
You
just
can-
military soldiers.
Well, how about we just take the group that you want, the noblemen and the slave traders and yourself, and we go there, leave the guards, the townsfolk here, and then you can assess that you take the weapons of what you need to come back and protect, and then come back later on to get the rest.
True, we can have could be a whole town. We could all go at once. I think it's important that we don't dwell on it too long before there's any sort of retaliation that we're not prepared for. Luckily, we were here when there was a last attack, and we were also here to help repair the bridge. But we don't guarantee that we can solve this completely on our own when we leave. I think it's important that we help you get the things that you need to protect yourselves even better from future dragon attacks.
Go on, that's an interesting point. And, Arthur, do you truly believe this to be the best course of action?
I do, wholeheartedly. In fact, I know we've angered dragons in our actions, considering we slew one of their own, and not just any common whelp, not just a hatchling from these dragons, but one that produced the brood itself.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
So high, Papa.
Hell yeah. That's big numbers. 22.
Noblemen in the city. Slavers and business owners. Escort your families back home. And meet in front of my residence within the next 30 minutes, roughly. We will work out the plan from there with Arthur. Bring your carriages and anything that you need, horses, any slaves you require to carry additional supplies in and out of this cave, dungeon? Cave.
Yes.
Out of this cave. Any questions? Excellent. Arthur? IRS?
Yes.
Iris. Come with us. We will remain in our quarters for the time being. Yeah. And you're going to watch as everyone begins kind of dispersing off in different directions. You actually are kind of noticing there's a lot of people just kind of chatting, like, oh, this is so nice. Like, this is like the biggest thing that's happened to this town. Like, I can't believe all this is happening. So
before we get too far into the excitement of your own riches, you're going to get.
this is exactly what the war effort needs. I would argue that this is not just good for us in the city, but this is good for the Lord and his men.
Would you agree we satisfied your bounty?
And some, yes.
Perfect.
Good. Well, if you'd like, you can show us the bounty that you were going to give us, and then we can show you exactly how you will be able to take it right back. And make even more with the investiture of the riches that we have found.
I don't see why not. And you're gonna watch as he ends up going into a back area where it looks like he has like some kind of a giant safe set up. He's gonna end up taking out the gold and giving it over to you. So I can't remember exactly what the bounty was.
6,000.
Yeah, I think it was like 5,000.
That's fine. Yeah, let's-
It was a really
It was fine.
Holy shit!
That's why I asked about it.
It was a big bounty.
Before they're dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Is
Well,
it one
some
lump
of
sum or a split up between?
It looks like it's just one giant bounty.
You told me it was 4,500.
Okay, 4,500.
Fuck you,
I can't remember
you're
exactly what it
note-taking.
was. So
You're precise note-taking,
4,500.
bitch.
Could have said that
I
you
will
broke down
gladly take that
6,000.
from you.
I'm not gonna lie here. Come on.
Yes, thank you. This is fantastic. I've never seen a bounty come back that didn't pay for itself.
Well, you'll be seeing soon
You
enough.
all are just amazing individuals for doing this. I just want to say that. Most people would have kept all of this a secret, but it's very obvious to me that you care very much about the freelance and the Lord himself winning this war effort.
That's why I'm not in the conversation.
I know if the Lord was here, he would thank you as profusely as I am.
Are you certain the Lord is continuing any sort of
I would-
resistance to the Empire?
I would only assume that the Lord does that. I mean, do you honestly believe that the Lord was killed by the Empire's stupid little advances?
Side job.
Well, they did take the holdout city of Pike.
Of course they took it, but I believe the Lord would have escaped and his council members would have escaped. I mean, there has to have been a way. There has to have been.
But enough for there to be a coordinated war effort in his absence.
Well, if not, then I'm sure the Lord himself would lay the sod. And I feel we're missing the point here. The Lord is more than just a person. He is an idea. And the idea will persist through all.
Very well. Suppose you're correct.
So we should wait for everybody outside.
Yes, unless you have anything else for us, we can wait for the rest of the town to gather.
No, not a problem at all. I'll actually be orchestrating for my my slaves to come with me as well.
Very good. We shall wait for you outside.
You yell
Held
at
it.
everybody else
You
for
picked
picking
it up by the axe.
You
Yeah.
picked it up.
Yep.
I did.
Right, so as you guys end up going outside, you're gonna end up seeing what looks like a bunch of the villagers. Looks like these are more than old men, actually. One of them you end up recognizing as one of the slavers who ran to earlier. You end up seeing him and a couple of others just
One
kind
single
of pulling
tear,
up.
just.
What you're gonna end up seeing is they all are kind of coming up into, and they're just gonna start kind of muddling amongst themselves. As this is happening, kind of where are people positioned? Are you guys just kind of standing back? Are you guys trying to kind of engage with them? Are you guys staying closer to them, more closer to the overseer?
Where is the church versus the overseers?
It's gonna be farther down south.
Say it was gonna stop right here on the way, but
I'll stay to entertain the crowd. If anyone wants to come up and ask questions. I'm standing like closest to the overseer, but like not turning and facing.
I'd be between him and
I'm off on my own. Kind of avoiding everybody.
So, as time ends up going on, looks like the entirety of the crowd gets there, and you always hear to say, "All right, well, we have the lot of us, maybe a little bit over 100, maybe 200 between the slaves,
I think that should be sufficient.
sufficient to get the bulk of the riches between the carriages and everything as well."
I've never done any sort of anything crazy logistical as this.
I would say
So I'm assuming, I hope so. If not, you can make another trip. It's really not far from the village.
You get at least a 75%.
Good handful, at least.
The horse is in a good enough state to be able to go. Just kind of looking around. Some people are just kind of talking back and forth, and it looks like they're giving him pretty good affirmations. Of course, to be able to carry the load. And how far away exactly is the bridges?
5 hour.
5 hour walk.
four-
we didn't even,
4 to 5 hour walk.
take mounts. So it's not too far.
Well, if we
Less than half a day.
take mounts, and well, we'll just have the lot of you just. I'll given what's happened here, we'll let some of you end up taking a couple of the horses out of the stable.
Very good.
All right.
I'll grab a horse and immediately start doing a speech. On top of the horse.
Yeah.
Which Vivo is currently disguised as one of the
One of the hunting party. Yeah.
Okay. And I would know which one was Vivo.
Yeah, you'd be able to tell which ones. Yeah.
I want to.
You do have a general sense to it, so like which ones are changed.
Okay. I want to just kind of go hang out in that general area nearby, just to be backup if needed, kind of thing.
Okay.
I gotta drive home.
So
I'm fine.
you are going to be giving your very, very triumphant speech.
Orange, red, or green?
Red.
Red, blue, orange. So red or red.
Yeah, let me grab one too because I only have one. So
Did
and then
did I
we'll
give
go
you the
ahead.
Baja Blast?
Okay, fine.
you gave me
I'll
the-
take one too.
the green one. You give me the green one.
Here's orange.
It's watermelon, dog.
What do you want?
It's red.
Did I say yeah?
Red.
Reddish.
Not green.
No, there's two reds.
Any
in
other
there.
flavor but
No,
green.
it's not. There's one
There's
red.
not?
There's one red, one orange, one teal, one green.
Oh, so this is
Oh,
a
very
different
tasty.
pack then. So they don't have like the.
Code
Oh,
red.
code.
Code
No, I
red.
didn't see. I didn't see that variety pack.
I know I've had that pack before.
Okay. They had one where it was just all Baja Blast. So I'm like,
Looks like it.
All right.
Ba-
So-
ha, ha, ha.
So as you end up getting
He
on,
knows it.
guys, I'll bring it back. So as you guys end up getting on top of your mounts, you end up having a very, very climactic speech.
you all have worked, some of you, your entire lives trying to make it better for yourself, better for your family, better for your loved ones, better for those around you, to create a thriving community, thriving town. And you were stopped by the greed of dragons and beasts and constructs and evil. It's time now to take what they took from you back and more. Please do be safe on this journey. There are perils of traveling, as you all know. Please do be safe. We will be here with you. And there are plenty, I think nobody will bother us. But if they do, you have plenty of help around you. And I look at the, what's his name?
The overseer.
Overseer. And I kind of look at him, kind of expectantly. Let's see.
Townfolk of Rivenstone. This is not just what we need. This is what the Lord needs. But earlier I was actually just discussing with Arthur, Scorn, and the rest of the IRS what exactly might have happened to our Lord, given the fact that the holdout city of Pike was laid siege to by those dastardly Imperials. Some believed our Lord to be dead. Some believe our lords who have gone into hiding down deep, somewhere off in the distance. Maybe by magical means, who knows? But what I do know for sure is our Lord needs these riches as much as anyone in this city. For he did not just attack. The Imperials did not just attack the holdout city of Pike and our Lord. No, but he also was attacked just as each and every one of us were. This is the free lands. We own everything. Everything in this land. These riches will be exactly what is needed to fund the war effort, to stop the advance of these Imperials, and to save not just the Lord himself, and not just the ideals he stands on, but the entirety of what we hold dear. Freedom.
Freedom!
So then people are going to start kind of clapping off in the distance. As the horses end up going off, you watch the over to turn around and says, "Onward to riches," and everyone begins kind of following you out of town. You're gonna watch as some of the you're gonna watch as some of the guards and everything are kind of clapping as you're going. You're gonna actually end up seeing is what looks like Frederick is kind of over there, just kind of like clapping a little bit as he's looking at a couple people individually, and it looks like he's making direct eye contact with a couple people that you would recognize as changelings.
Change of plans, Frederick. It's happening.
I give like a nod to Frederick.
A knowing nod.
You're gonna watch it. He kind of like reach in his pocket and pull something out, and then he's just gonna kind of like look over at you. You're gonna watch as he just kind of like points what looks like something over at somebody. I want you to go ahead and roll perception. All right, investigation.
Sounds like perception.
Is it an octopus coin?
An octopus coin.
Just you?
-1, 3, 11.
11. So you're gonna end up seeing what looks like a little piece of copper that he pulls out of his pocket, as he ends up kind of pointing it over in a direction of one of the people you recognize to be changelings. Just kind of does that, just kind of closes his eyes to the back of his pocket, and then kind of just smiles and starts walking away.
Okay.
What's your passive, really quick?
That's
I'm looking. So, with your passive insight, I'm gonna make you roll. So go ahead and roll insight.
Am I within, like, can I see Frederick?
Yeah, you would be able to.
Frederick too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would have been there, Frederick.
dirty 20 plus.
Dirty 20?
2.
You would
22.
kind of be able to put together. It looked like he was probably casting message to somebody.
I was gonna cast message to him.
Okay, you. Yeah, what are you gonna say?
Hi. Hi.
I am
Hi, Kevin.
I want to make eye contact with him first, so he knows it's me.
Yeah, you're able.
But we're just filling out the Lord's plan, the Master's plan. He has granted the rest of you to come along with us to help kind of create this facade, but we're headed back to him now. If you would like to join us, you can.
I already heard this from Peter. It's fine. It's alright. You watch, he just kind of gives you a nod and just turns away. Then you're gonna end up hearing them say to somebody, "Alright, now I think it's gonna be best if we go ahead and carry on with our plans and duties. So, yeah, we never know what's gonna happen. There might be retaliation of these dragons, so this is gonna be kind of bad one. Everyone go ahead and roll perception for me.
Dragons.
Whoa.
Dirty 20.
11.
Perception?
Yep.
Oh, I'm over 20. That is 22.
I want you to go ahead and roll stealth.
I rolled
Rolling that shit.
Weird dice.
It's the collection of scores.
7? Okay. Alright, so what was yours? 20?
22.
11.
Alright, so the two of you are going to end up noticing that it's difficult to tell in the crowd, but it doesn't look like everyone in the party is there as you're kind of breaking out of the town and everything, passing Frederick. But you're going to end up seeing what looks like maybe somebody that looks like Elena in there. Like you're able to kind of see each other as you're looking through. But you're not really seeing your big burly friend on the back of the horse. Maybe he's hidden in the crowd, or maybe he's not with you. It's kind of hard to tell.
Are we next to each other? We've
haven't
been next
seen-
to each other most
yeah.
of the time, so.
I haven't seen Edard. He's kind of disappeared since we got to town. Wasn't part of talking to the overseer. A little concerned about our
We went and took a
Party.
nap after we slept.
arrangement.
Hasn't really said much since we woke up.
Well, can't say I fault him for not wanting to participate in this. But if he wants to do his own thing, then I'm not going to force him.
I mean, at this point,
We'll be back here.
We're leading the party on. We're not going anywhere. That's that.
Do I recognize, or do I see in the group, the slaveholder guy who owns the boat to get us the ferry to Risenstone or to Shadowstone?
Sure. So there's a lot of people on here. You can definitely depict like most of the people in the crowd. I want you to first roll history.
I would be very familiar with the guy.
You would be, yeah.
Yes.
But you're not specifically looking.
Correct.
Now, so.
That's what.
It's 9.
You have a general look at the guy's face. Go ahead and roll investigation.
24.
You're pretty convinced, based off a general survey of those facial features, that there's a couple people who might fit this like general like description, if you were to call it that, in your mind. But nobody's like, oh yeah, that's 100% him. So it looks like he might not be in this group.
Okay. Do I see the overseer on a horse?
You do see the overseer. yeah.
Okay. I go over to him. I'm assuming the carriage train has already started leaving.
Yep. You guys are already kind of on the road out of the city.
Yeah. I trot alongside him with my horse, and everybody here who's expecting.
Oh, do you mean anyone in particular that would expect? I guess I'm confused by your wording.
I'm looking for the ferryman, the man who owns the
Oh,
boat
no,
to take to Shadowstone.
The ferryman is not going to be with us. Well, he's of course a member of this civilization. He's a well-respected member of this town, but he has a work to attend to.
Oh,
You and your party requested that the ferry take him to the city. I would.
correct. And I wanted to make sure he was still going to be around for that
Well,
specific.
of course. I mean, if he came with us regardless, he'd be able to help with that. But he said he had some work to attend to that ensure that they were ready for the voyage. Since it is thereabouts a full day's travel, so you'll need meals and preparation. So,
Fair enough. Okay. Well, I just
do
wanted
you
to.
need him to come with us? So we just left. We could turn around and go grab him.
No. I was just ensuring that we'd have a ride once we come
Oh.
back.
Of course you will.
I'm sure there's going to be plenty of drink flowing at the tavern, plenty of food to be a grand feast for the town with all of the riches that would be. And
I would expect very much so.
I'm assuming celebration will be.
Are you wanting to, the second we get back into town, head out, or are you going to stay for the festivities?
As much as I'd like to stay for the festivities, I still do have to leave. Go to Shadowstone. Urgent callings. We have urgent business to attend to in Shadowstone.
I understand. I know the IRS is very busy.
We've honestly lingered a little longer than we've wanted, but we're at least glad that we got to resolve everything here.
Oh, of course, and I'm glad that you were able to bring us this amazing thing, Arthur. He puts his hand in his shoulder. You're a true friend of the city.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Anything you guys are wanting to do on your go over?
People's hero.
I feel like I would be like scanning the crowd to try to keep an eye on everybody to like know where everybody's at.
Yeah, you're able to do that. We're on investigation.
$11.
Okay, you catch a look on somebody's face. It's it's like a look of just like deep contemplation and like Like almost like you're staring at somebody who's like trying to figure out the missing piece in the puzzle. It's just like naysayer. But you do notice this individual. They're not too far away from you, so.
Okay. I feel like maybe I would kind of make my way a little bit closer to them to see if they're like trying to spark up conversation with anybody else.
Okay. So you're just gonna kind of like ride next to them for a little
Yeah.
bit? Okay.
I'm still trying to like keep to myself and not make it obvious that I'm like trying to eavesdrop a little bit, but I kind of want to eavesdrop a little bit.
Okay. They're not gonna be saying anything. They're just gonna be kind of like over there.
Holding up your
What is
hand.
this scoring?
I want to make a note of on our way back from the cave to the town, we would have gotten rid of all the bodies, dead townsfolk, and everything along those lines. So
I
the
would-
trip
I would-
back.
I would assume with his passive.
Okay, just want to
passive-
make sure on that one that we
he would have
weren't
been
about to
like,
come up.
he would be like, hey guys, this would be a terrible fucking idea if we left the bodies here.
Okay.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Yo, there's your dad.
He's dead, but he's right there. That's what I was trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Just wanted to clear that one up.
That's good. Normally,
It was burned beyond recognition.
normally I would punish that, but considering the fact that his passive is just fucking stupidly high, I'm pretty sure that he would have been like, oh, this feels like a really bad idea.
Okay.
So,
My passive.
luckily, you have the brain of a god, basically, so you can
Yep.
group. I don't know, how the hell do you get your passive that high?
You gave me the -2 dex because of how well I rolled on that shit.
Well, that's probably
Because I was like, oh, I got these good numbers. And then you're like, okay, fuck your dex. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
that makes sense. Okay,
So
that
he
makes
did that
sense.
to me too.
Literally -2. I have -2 AC because I'm wearing fucking medium armor with 12 AC.
Well, anyways. So as you end up going through the rest of your voyage, eventually you end up having this person just kind of turn to you and say, "Hey, are you're not with the group, are you? The hunting party, the IRS?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, never mind.
That's all I know.
I
Are you
figured.
friend or foe? Friend. Oh.
No. What were you gonna say?
No, it's fine. It's a tech.
Don't have that one yet.
Guidance, no command.
Come. Man.
Yeah, I don't really have anything I can do on him, so. Okay.
Weirdo alert. What the fuck? Would you mind your business, creeper?
Well, if you change your mind, I'm here.
Sure.
Talk to me.
Right. You know what? She just kind of like turns and starts like thinking even more.
What's on your mind?
It's nothing really. It's just this is a lot. It's a big day, and there's going to be a lot going on.
I agree. It's a very big day. That's a little bit of an understatement.
It's a lot going on. So, anyways,
Are you okay?
couldn't be better. And you watch it. He just kind of like focuses back on the road. So it's like looks like he's kind of like not really thinking too hard anymore. He's just kind of focusing.
All right. Well, let me know if you need anything. I guess.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So eventually, you're gonna end up getting to the cave. Roughly thereabouts the cave. I want somebody in the group. D20, no modifier.
Oh man.
Let's have Edard, since Edard is not with you.
You're not with us
He's
at
a neutral
all.
party, I guess.
17.
Hell yeah. Outstanding.
Hell yeah.
Great.
That's bad. It actually-
That's a really bad roll.
That's a really bad roll considering. So.
Oh, more combat. Good.
All right. So
17 dragons show up.
as you all end up getting closer to the cave, who do you think is like the furthest forward party member of the group?
I'd say you and I are probably next to each other.
Yeah.
I'm probably towards the middle.
100p.
All
100p.
right. So even or odd? So let's say something.
Even.
Even. Okay. All right. So you're gonna end up hearing this kind of telepathic voice reach out to you. You're gonna recognize the voice as actually the master himself. As you end up kind of coming up down this road, it looks like it's been kind of cleared out a little bit. You end up seeing it looks like basically all of the bad things that you see in that area have kind of cleared out for the most part. Mostly it just because you killed half of them. But as you end up going down this road, you end up kind of telling people just to be a little more quiet. And as you get closer to the actual mouth of the cave, you end up having a voice just touch your head and says, "Well, it seems that you're here. What I need you to do, bring the bulk of the traders and ones that you wish to subdue down. Leave the slaves out there for now. Bring them down into the lair and walk them into my treasure room."
Okay.
Connection breaks.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're at the front of the
You didn't come
cave.
at all?
And as you get to the front of the cave, you're going to end up turning around and seeing that everyone's just kind of looking expectantly. Some people are actually getting really, really busy. Everyone's going to kind of in the group, so.
Overseer.
Yes, you can talk to the overseer.
Okay. Sir, I think it's probably best that we get your noblemen, slave traders, and you all go and look for the slaves. Have a chance to potentially slip something in their pocket. They shouldn't. We should go in, see everything first. We'll have Elena and a couple of the hunting party that's already been here stay up top with them as the rest of us go in and you guys get first choosing of the riches.
This is what you wanted earlier, to appraise, or more rather, figure out who gets what. This was your plan. This can help.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
That is a.
What am I doing?
Persuasion
with advantage.
Yeah. That's gonna be a 19. Yes. Plus 4. Plus 4.
I believe this
Yes.
to actually be one of the best courses of action.
I've never had a better idea myself.
Could not have.
Not going nice.
I never have full expectations. I just have partial.
There's no plan.
Alrighty. So,
All
what I believe to be the best course of action after consulting Scorn and Arthur is that all the noblemen, the traders, anyone who would be receiving this wealth to be distributed amongst us, we go down, we're going to take a inventory of what it is to be collected, and we will disperse it from there.
if
Perfect.
slaves could just run.
Let's go.
Let's take everyone important inside. Everyone else stay outside.
So it's
With
not,
me.
it's worth noting. It's not everyone. He's basically only talking about like 30, 50 people.
How many?
About 200-ish.
That's fine.
So you know that there's gonna be a lot of family members, like relatives, maybe like potentially like paid guards or something like that of some of these like families and organizations outside the slaves out there. So they're not just literally leaving the slaves to themselves upstairs.
So Arthur, I'll lead them down to the riches if you want to follow along once the full group has completed
Sure,
entered the cave.
I can wait for you all to return.
Well, I mean, I
Or
would
would you like
say
me to join?
I'd like you to join at least
Okay.
at the end of the group to say we're
All right, I will trail behind.
lead them to the treasure.
Right. So as I end up kind of like following you down, you're gonna end up having a couple of things. Excuse me there, Scorn. This place looks like it's a lot tighter. How would a dragon to fit in here?
This is a side entrance, one of many.
A side entrance with a staircase?
This is a larger cave with multiple entrances.
Roll deception.
There's a staircase right there.
Am I going advantage or no?
No, it's just deception. I can tell this question kind of took you off guard. So.
Fucking 17 plus 4.
I thought about
I'm at a 21.
I was like, they're not gonna think, oh, a dragon can fit through this.
Okay, I just want to. So you can see that.
But they
right?
are thinking.
17 plus a 4.
Yep.
Deception is a plus 4. So that's a 25.
Well, I suppose that makes
It's a
sense.
very thin dragon. You know how it can fold its wings and shit? It just.
Well, I guess, Gordon, I'm a little confused. Why are we taking this small entrance?
It's
We
the
have to.
closest one.
But if we're going to get the carriages down to the dragon's cave to get the riches, how are we going to be able to do that?
We'll get the carriages in on the other route.
But Skull,
now it's
why did we
What?
come down the smallest path?
Trust the process.
Come on.
I should trust this.
So is it just there was another entrance in the backside, and this is just the fastest way? Okay, and this is the fastest way. Well, then shouldn't we send somebody up there? Maybe we send Arthur up there to tell them to start moving the carriages around to the back.
Well, first we'll see what your overseer wants to do as far as divvying it up, and then we tell those people to move their carts around first, and then we'll go into some sort of a queue.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Persuasion.
That is going to be a.
You okay? You get a little tipsy there?
With your roll.
Laughing hard?
Just the way you're laughing.
I have
you
persuasion of +4. I rolled another 4 on my guidance. That's a 24. I rolled a 16.
Sure, God bless guys.
Sure
Alright,
you
cool.
did.
The advantage is helping me like a motherfucker.
Makes sense. Okay.
We're just making a lot of sense right now.
Just makes
We're
sense.
just making a lot of fucking sense right now.
You're gonna watch this kind of like this like greedy smile comes over his face. So guys, you're gonna watch it like a greedy smile come over his face. I do think I'm gonna be one of the first ones to go around anyway, so I think we better to ensure that I actually get what my deservings are. Okay, all right. And you're gonna watch is that he just kind of like stops talking to you and just kind of starts thinking a little more as you're watching.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. So as you end up finally getting down there, you're gonna end up seeing is like everyone are kind of looking in shock and awe. It looks like you see these giant lanterns with like little floating mobs, and some are kind of pointing it out, just like talking. What is this? Somebody's like, oh, I think this is one of the mobs from like a magically created one. It's like an illusion. It's like an illusion. You hear him just kind of like mumbling about this. It's probably one of the magical things that the dragons do.
Dragons.
I'd like to pipe up from the back. So, did you all know that dragons can take a human form? Or a humanoid form? Full adult dragons are able to do such. And that's why you'll see that some of these entrances might appear to have literal rooms and doors in front.
Roll persuasion.
Is that actually true?
Guess we'll find out. With advantage.
See, he doesn't. Seriously, he doesn't have to worry about deception or anything like that. Just because everyone's like, he's like held the highest regard in the city. Like anything he says is basically gospel. He has to say it in a convincing way.
So is it with advantage?
11.
Wow, this is just remarkable. They're just kind of looking around. It wasn't a hard DC.
Not a hard sell.
It was not a hard DC. All right, so people are just kind of be looking in shock and awe as everything's going through. And as you end up walking down, you're going to end up eventually getting sworn to the beginning of the store, where you know to be the master's chamber, or the master's trip.
I try to shout mentally, telepathically.
Scream master.
So you're gonna end up hearing as you get like right up next to the door a voice just kind of like actually reach to your head and have like the switch is gonna be above the door about 5 inches to the right. Hit the switch, lead them all in, show them the treasures on the wall. Make sure you and your friends are out of the way. Okay. So he's gonna be staying in front of the door. What are you gonna do?
Do exactly as he instructed.
Okay, so it's not going to be as easy as that. So you will be able to do that, but you're going to have to somehow convey to the rest of the group that you want to do this thing. So with that being said, I'm going to run to the restroom, but you can figure out how to do it.
I'm outside.
So we're all about to witness an entire treasure trove. Please keep your guffaws and your gasps of amazement. Please keep them as quiet as you can, for we have much explaining to do once we get inside. I would like you all to go in and observe. Don't touch anything yet. Just observe.
This is the first of many.
Take one touch.
So
What's that thing?
Wow, a bow!
As we're like opening, as we're holding the door, making sure everybody goes inside. That's what we're doing. I don't even know if he hears us right now. As we have 5 seconds. I seriously, asshole.
I was only.
I'm getting like 12s and 13s.
I rolled
But
like
every
shit twice,
every
but
single thing he asks,
worked out.
+5, +4, +4, +4 on top of guidance. And I've been hitting 3s and 4s on guidance.
What's your charisma? Is it good or what?
charisma's 18?
Oh, dang.
That's sorcerers for you.
I guess so. Yeah,
What's your charisma?
Yeah, you're immensely
I think I'm 18 as well.
Look, I was
Because
rolling 12s,
these,
14s.
these rolls today are hard DCs. Like, these are not supposed to be easy DCs.
Except for-
If this was Baldur's Gate, any one of those DCs, you could probably go, oh, fuck!
What about the
Like,
99
oh,
DC?
like a 30 DC.
I haven't seen that.
Seen that?
No, I haven't.
You've never seen it in or even one of the vaults. There's
I haven't seen a possible DC.
in Act 3. There's some 99 DCs.
Yeah.
Only way to get it
Crit.
is a crit.
It's
Yeah.
a fucking crit.
So
Cool.
It's
Well,
fucking stupid.
alright.
Which is dumb, by the way.
But yeah,
considering
well-
the fact that a crit, like a 20, does not always.
It doesn't always mean it's a guarantee, but for the video game, they want to make it so it's possible.
it's a
Yeah.
It would be stupid to have a thing in there that was literally impossible to get to. Like, here's this thing that you can never see, but we're going to make you do it anyway. Alright, anyways. So, going into it.
Guidance is safe.
So I heard roughly what you guys are saying. So as you end up rallying the rest of the group in.
And we're both on either side of the door, just letting them go in.
So as they end up all getting inside, you're gonna end up seeing some of them end up getting a little bit closer to it, just kind of looking through. They're kind of just like taking heed, like listening to what the overseer might say. You're not hearing a voice saying, "They're all inside." And it's still chaos. I want them all to go to the wall right now. I need them all right there. Tell them maybe it's best if it's a free-for-all. Go for it. I don't know. Get them all to the wall right now.
Grab what you'd like.
What? I'm sorry, what was that?
You had a second to the side. We have many rooms. Quickly.
There's
Grab
more
what you
rooms. Roll persuasion. With advantage.
want. Fuck yeah.
We're just so fucking good at convincing.
Okay, 12.
That was me. It was a 2 or 3.
You guys got them with this green eye, so like it's a good eye to be on.
Tell rich people there's
14.
more money. That's crazy.
Persuasion. So 12 plus 2 plus 4 is a 16.
Okay. You're gonna end up seeing is what looks like the overseer's kind. Now everyone, we're gonna do this. So you see the overseers is kind of getting pushed closer to the wall. Like everything is just kind of happening. All right. And as that happens, and you two are kind of standing at the door, you're gonna end up seeing what looks like a small door behind them just open. As it looks like the master just kind of like starts moving over. Somebody's going, "What? By the fucking gods! What the fuck is that?" And you're gonna end up seeing as he immediately just kind of like reels back as all the tentacles come through and shoot this giant ray at everyone.
And they all save.
Oh, okay. So let me go ahead and roll that again. Okay. Right. So as this ends up coming through, this giant like psionic wave just comes out. You're gonna watch as like what looks like maybe like 45 people just immediately go down. Just like immediately pass out there on the ground. So as that ends up happening, you're gonna end up seeing what looks like a couple of them still remain standing. It's like, fucking Arthur, what are you? And he's gonna look. He's like, both of you are standing next to the door, just kind of like not doing anything. He's like, oh, fucking God! You're gonna see he's like grabbing for a sword and everything. But you're gonna watch as what looks like another MindFlayer just immediately kind of comes out of this door and comes over to him and just like immediately grabs him by the neck. Begins kind of reeling him back, and he's trying to take out this sword and begins stabbing. And he just kind of starts going, and you're gonna watch it. He takes this little tadpole right out and just like drops it onto the edge of his eye as it just kind of starts screaming and squelching. As immediately you see this person just begin kind of going limp It looks like he's literally just suffocating him to this point where he just passes out entirely. The rest of them are going to end up either being completely slaughtered, because they're not going to survive rounds of combat against this thing, as it looks like they just kind of get completely decimated, minds extracted, blood's just going everywhere as you watch as the rest of the mind flayers end up kind of coming out and start dropping tadpoles.
I'm upstairs.
How many?
You wanted to shoot a fireball.
You were gonna see as what looks like about 12 mind flayers end up coming out of this doorway. You guys feel pretty good about not attacking him, right? As they end up coming out with what look like these little what look like these jars, as you watch as they're kind of carrying these giant jars or like kind of pots, and just opening up eyes and dropping them inside of them. As that's happening, you're gonna end up seeing as some of them end up just literally picking them up and then pulling them into this back room, as you end up kind of just hearing these like kind of open and closing of what sounds like cages or maybe like holders or just something. There's lots of clamoring coming off from this back room as they're all just kind of dropping tadpoles and just literally just carrying off the body. As some of them are waking up, you're going to end up seeing the ones that end up awakening begin immediately trying to fight back, but they just end up completely grabbing them. Just like kind of not dismantling them, but just getting to the point where like they can't do anything. And just bring them the rest of the way inside. As they end up basically ushering the entirety of this group through. One or two of them are going to end up kind of barely breaking loose, and those ones are just going to immediately end up getting their minds extracted.
Word. Brutal.
Glad we made friends with them.
I nudge Scorn as I'm just like kind of watching this horror happen in front of me. Like, do you know any of those people? Yeah.
Yep.
You said you knew quite a few people in town.
I
Those
don't
would have
know
been the
them.
people you've been dealing with.
Don't know them
anyway,
anymore.
well,
It's fine.
I hope you don't need that money anymore, because looks like it's ours now. To go back into anyway.
I probably knew a few. Realistically.
Well, I'm not gonna say the rich get what they deserve. You have to feel a little bad for these folk, but also don't. I'm gonna walk out.
I'm waiting for instructions.
Okay. So as he ends up walking out, you're going to end up kind of waiting in there like a minute or two as the rest of them end up kind of like either waking up and immediately getting their minds destroyed, or just staying knocked out for the full duration as they end up being ushered into this back room. Are you still kind of hanging out at the door? Or are you walking in the room?
I probably would just be hanging by the door waiting for instructions.
Okay.
Or
All right. So the
trying to
master
reach
is going
out.
to end up walking over to you and is just going to kind of look you in the eye, like, "You did very well, Scorn. Thank you very much,
Man of my word.
and I appreciate that." He's going to cast detect thoughts. I'm assuming he's going to see that like there's more people up there, and I think you're fine. What's your plan for getting the rest of them down? We have plenty of tentacles ready.
What was the percentage that we brought down?
If you could, and show that the next, and you probably you brought like 40 to like 50, 60 people.
Well,
But
okay,
like a
so
quarter
it's like
of them
a quarter
each.
of them.
Yeah, exactly. I was hoping you could do your own math.
Yeah.
A quarter-ish.
Penny.
But you have to bear in mind though. You have to bear in mind that roughly a little bit less than half of them are going to end up being like actual
Slaves.
people. Yeah.
Actual people?
Yeah.
Are you saying slaves aren't people?
That's what I'm saying. No, but like I'm talking like worthy candidates. So like
Yeah.
candidates for like an actual like.
Yep. Is there another? I don't think they would go into this room looking like.
Oh, not at all. See, there's another room over to the front. It's a growing chamber for many of my plants. Bring them in there. They should do that. And there's another room off to the front where we should be able to usher them off. Well, we actually first met. If you bring them off into that space, there's plenty of books and things that are of apparent value that should serve.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan.
The rest of my my thralls will be following you, and they'll be staged in these different locations. They know the roles and the rooms
Do
and
the
the
doors open the same way, or do they just open?
I'll communicate to them, to you, each of them.
I will probably have Arthur take one set to one room, and myself to the other.
And as you end up going upstairs and having this kind of thing, so you're going to be up there for a little bit with the rest of the group.
I was more or less
what
just
are you
waiting,
doing?
waiting for scoring.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So you're not going to be up there. Right, so you're going to end up seeing it Scorn walks back. And you guys will be able to talk as you're walking upstairs.
So we need to, as we're walking past the rooms, I'm going to point out the 2 rooms we need to go to. We need to bring in the rest, probably the next round or 2, split them off. He's going to have his companions awaiting kind of similarly to what just happened, and go from there. He is very acceptant and pleased with what we have done already.
Well, can't say I'm surprised. It was a good plan.
So I figured you want to lead them into this room over here. I will take those rest into the one we're already at with the spell books along where we were earlier.
We're going to split the remaining group of 12? What are you saying?
Get the next round, so probably still leave just the slaves themselves and the hunting party that we are hunting party. Probably about this point. I mean,
So
if
we're
we
leaving
took
the
25
slaves.
Okay.
up
So,
top.
so question for you: the room of his treasure room versus the size of the 2 rooms we're going into. What is the size comparison difference?
You can see that.
Okay, so is it this room and then this room?
Yes.
Okay.
Pearl red.
We put probably the majority in here, and then a smaller percentage. Looks like
I'd like to
map
look in
layout.
both rooms. I guess if he's gesturing to both rooms,
Yeah.
I'd like to look in and see what.
So the one chamber that's off to your left, you're going to recognize that that's basically where you guys end up first. The one off to the right is going to be significantly larger, a lot more vast, but you can kind of tell it's basically just like a giant room that looks like a garden.
Oh, okay. So that didn't just end there. That does it all right. Okay.
We can lead the majority of them inside of the garden area. This. I don't know what you call this. Underground hatchery? Growery? What do you even call this?
And
I don't
then
know. An underground
can
nursery?
I'd probably say there's a few out there that are looking for more knowledge too. And I can pull that group into here.
Well, we can just simply say, oh, well, we have to go through this underground thing. This room to go to the next room. Just lead them there. I think that'd be easiest.
Let's do it.
It's the most spacious.
That's fine with me. And then
All right. So you guys end up going up there and kind of talking to the rest of the group. The rest of the group's going to say, "Oh, where's the overseer? Where's everyone else? Have they decided exactly what's happening, like with the loot, and how are we going to get the cost down there?"
so I point to Elena and the hunting party that we obviously know. Say they're going to make sure the carts get around to the other side, which is a larger entrance.
The maybe 10 of them
How many carts are there?
are going to watch all the carts and all of the slaves.
Yes.
All of them.
You can bring
I'm
some
sorry,
if you need
Scorn.
to.
I trust your expertise in the matter, but that is a large sum of money and property that could potentially wander off to find a company.
I'll stay up here. I've sold you majority, if half, if not majority, of these slaves. You know I know how to handle them.
Roll persuasion with advantage. Backstory is coming in real clutch here tonight.
I'm just letting someone else look. That's a 16.
I can't read that shit, bro. I can't read.
You
those
gotta look
dice.
right on top.
Yeah,
So
no
16.
kidding.
16.
Can't read it anywhere else.
You said persuasion? What'd you say?
Yeah, persuasion.
Either way, it's over. That's a +4 on persuasion. I rolled a 16. And then that's a +2, so that's a 22. I'm not trying to cheat the rolls. I'm
Scorn, I believe that through your magic that you've managed to apprehend many of these. I would like to trust that you know exactly what you're doing in this situation. You know, I also trust him. No reasons not to. He's never led us astray.
My man, Arthur.
That's me. I'm Arthur.
Very well. You know what?
I will lead you all down. Or Scorn takes care of your property.
The Overseer. You should talk to the Overseer. I think men like you, truly, deserve to be on the Lord's court himself. I believe it to be the highest honor. And truly, I don't know why a lot of you are venturing in caves and selling slaves. You should be leading the great free lands that we hold in.
And that is why I will properly and securely.
I'm going to talk to the Overseer the second I get down. Though it is my father's position, I am next in line, and I believe it to be best.
His own son didn't come with him. He wasn't noble enough to go with his dad, bro.
He wasn't noble enough to go with his dad. His dad was in the first wave, man. I'll
Get
tell you.
fucking. Well, the generation. The buck stops here.
It does stop here. Alright, so the rest of you are going to end up essentially just, I'm assuming, hanging out up here. As you end up leading the rest of them down to their deaths. You're going to watch it as very, very...
I wasn't going to say it like that.
I'm going to.
I mean,
So you lead the rest of them down. It looks like a vast majority of them end up being either catapulted or killed. In the lot you end up taking score, you're going to end up watching as roughly like 70% of them end up getting turned, roughly 25% of them end up getting, or like apprehended and completely like decimated to the point where they'll be there. In your room, you're actually going to notice it's basically the same thing. Roughly 75% and maybe 60%.
Og.
Yep, we're going through.
Murder. Death.
All right.
Shark.
So as the rest of you end up going up, you're going to end up seeing that that Elena is sitting up there, and Elena, if you want to talk to the slaves or anything like that, it looks like the rest of them kind of
As
fall
we
down.
take their
So it's just slaves up top now?
I was gonna say,
just
I
slaves.
was staying up there to make. I would have
Okay.
come in last because of
Yeah.
convincing them.
Yeah.
So I would have been up there with you.
And just so I make sure that we're all on the same page, the plan was to just get rid of like the nobles and the higher ups to leave the slaves to do their own thing.
Well, it to an extent, like
give the slaves the choice
correct.
to willingly serve.
Yeah, they don't just get
Willingly
we don't
serve the
release
master.
them. The master is gonna come up and do whatever he wants with the slaves. Like and give them
After we
options.
take the slaves, or not the slaves, after we take everyone else down, you can do like whatever you want with the slaves. That's what I like. We didn't say anything explicit. But the idea going forward was we're gonna at least have them keep themselves, keep their actual humanity or whatever.
Not being enthralled.
Yeah, correct. Not being tadpoled or eaten
Okay.
was the idea.
So is there like a ledge or something?
There is a pretty big rock
You
over
gonna
next
jump
to the front
already?
of the cave.
Jesus Christ. I want to climb that mountain.
Is there like a rope?
You got that magic rope?
but it doesn't end, so it just just hit the ground.
All right, so
It's not a magic rope, by the way.
It's not a
I might have lied.
You learn about a lot of stuff.
Sure did. Still am.
today's been a very, very,
I'm still lying about things to people. It's
very
great.
deceptive session.
Yes, there's riches right behind this very, very large locked door.
As I
Shh. Don't mind the locking sounds behind
wrong level.
All right.
So I would like to climb up on said large rock and kind of like
Well,
go like that
well,
to.
not to interrupt what you're gonna do,
Don't you come in here?
but have we gotten everybody else in besides the slaves?
Yeah.
Okay, just one like.
To kind of like encourage the other changelings to come up and stand with me.
Okay, they're gonna definitely take your hand. So
And then now addressing the slaves. Huh?
Breaker of chains. Clean and Aries.
So we have some news for you.
What kind of news
you're just gonna watch like they're just kind of like all like just kind of waiting patiently for something to happen. They're all just kind of hunched over and really just cautiously going.
Do you enjoy the life that you've been living? Under the hand of someone else?
Oh, of course I do. It's been our masters have been nothing but good to us, and they've taken care of us. We serve them, and they some of them give us service.
None of them have been mean to you in any way?
Some of them have. And it's mostly younger ones who don't understand that this is the way it's been.
How about I give you a new master?
What about our masters? We are property of our masters. Our masters have gone downstairs. Our masters are coming back. We belong to our masters.
Well, you have a choice.
There is no choice to be had. We belong to our masters. Our masters went downstairs, and our masters will come back. We belong to our masters. What you were saying, it's making no sense, my lady.
Well, you're welcome to go downstairs and find your masters if that is what you would choose.
No. Our masters told us to stay up here. We are waiting with them with you, and you're confusing us so heavily.
I don't mean to confuse or frighten you. I just want you to know that you don't have to live like that.
No, you're trying to trick us. That our masters are coming back, and they will be coming upstairs, and we are waiting for our masters.
Would you like to go down there and find them?
It doesn't matter what I want. What I want, my master has told me to wait, listen to wait. I'm waiting.
Well, I think they might need your help.
No, our masters would have told us if they need help, and they would have sent somebody up here to tell us that they require help, or else, it has to be somebody of authority and power, or else it wouldn't have. I have to listen to my master.
You guys are not making this easy.
Okay, so as this is happening, eventually you're gonna end up seeing Arthur kind of look upstairs.
Ah, very good. They have not moved.
Yes, I was trying to explain to them how they now have a choice. They could go follow their masters, or they can have a new master.
We are waiting for our masters to return. That is what we have said. The masters are going to be coming back. They're going to be giving us commands and orders. We are just waiting for the masters because we belong to the masters. And she was saying that we could choose to belong to somebody else, but we belong to the masters and we serve the masters.
Ah, you're back. I'll go get master.
Good. I think that'll help.
You're getting our masters.
Yes, we are.
I already walked into the cave.
What you did hear correctly, that he is fetching the master.
He's the master of all masters.
In fact,
our masters have no masters. It doesn't work like that. Our masters are the masters of us, and that's
They don't want you to know that it works like that. But indeed it does.
Roll performance.
17.
You gotta watch as they all just kind of start like talking amongst themselves. You just hear muttering across the crowd.
They don't want you to know a lot of things. We're here to enlighten you. You have a choice. You've always had a choice.
But there's a master above the master?
Yes. And there's masters above him. There are gods, are there not?
Roll persuasion advantage.
and guidance.
And guidance.
Nope. I'm down in the cave.
Oh, true.
You have to touch.
Are you kidding me?
He's
Advantage.
He
Double-
said, he said,
They're
twos.
double twos.
oh.
Two
Well, that sucks to suck.
twos.
2-2.
plus.
But
What's it
no,
again?
the gods are above the masters.
Performance?
Or no,
Persuasion.
persuasion.
Persuasion? Oh, so 7.
The masters are above the masters. No. The masters are equal to the gods. The gods aren't above them. This is what we've been taught. This is how it works. You cannot confuse us with your words.
I'd like to just look at these slaves.
Okay.
What exactly is binding them, if anything?
It looks like most of them are going to end up having like a shackle with like some dangling chains on them. Looks like they aren't actually physically bound. There's a couple of them that are kind of bound to like the carriage, but it looks like it's almost like jewelry to a degree, where it's like a bind here and a bind here and a chain kind of linking between them. Looks like it would probably be done pretty well to be able to like link somebody immediately to a wall or something like that. But also, it looks like it's almost like worn as like jewelry. Maybe
Just
it's
like to show that.
maybe it's like a reminder.
Property, yeah.
I'd like to approach one of them. Pull out my... as I'm doing so, pull out a hammer. Just a light hammer. And grab him by the arm. I'm not going to hurt you. Please.
Roll persuasion.
Oh.
Hey, another 2. That's crazy. Well, that's a 6.
Why are you so afraid of being hurt? Has your master hurt you?
Of course they've been hurt. And I take the one of the chains. I just like grab a hold of his arm, just smack the
Smack his
chain,
arm.
one of the links on his arm, wherever this slave is.
Are you holding it to the ground? Are you just holding it midair? Like,
I am like holding it, and then just clink.
okay, so as you do that,
It's gonna hurt, but
as you do that, I want you to go ahead and roll a fight.
guidance. Please.
No guidance, sorry,
It's the
man.
one time I need it.
Inspiration?
Okay.
You have inspiration, by the way?
No, I don't. I'm not inspired at all, despite being.
The god. The god of persuasion.
About to hurt somebody. 7.
7. All right. So as you end up going down, you're gonna end up. You're gonna go ahead and come down. You're gonna end up hitting a little bit of your own hand, kind of like almost like not like breaking a knuckle, but you end up just like scuffing a knuckle.
Busting it.
As you end up hitting this thing, realizing that your hand's coming down, and maybe if you hit the perfect angle like you thought you were, it was going to maybe at least chip or like knock or dent or something. You end up hitting your hand as your hand begins to move down. You end up pulling the entirety of the creature down with the arm as well. As you end up coming down and hitting a little bit of their arm, as you end up hitting the rest of the actual thing itself. It looks like you didn't just hurt them, but you hurt like the actual like everything in the way that wasn't exactly the chain.
No, don't do it like that. And then I go down. I'm so sorry. Here, let me try this. And I pull out my bobby pins that I got from the Dragonborn forever ago.
I've like put my thumb
And
in
I try to lock my hand.
Okay, go ahead and roll sleight hand. Do you have proficiency with that?
How would I know?
Bottom
It would
bottom
be
left.
thieves' tools.
If it doesn't say thieves' tools under tools, then you don't have
No.
proficiency.
And then just sleight hand.
18 plus 3.
The breaker of chains and the breaker of arms.
What's that?
18 plus 3.
Let's see. All right, so you're gonna end up getting it off, as they're just kind of like pulling their arm back.
All of that to say, you have a choice. You are free from the bonds of your former masters. Former being the operating word.
I'd like to just start walking like through them and trying to
Okay.
unlock them.
I'd say like you're pretty well understanding of how these lock works, so you're able to do that.
The bonds that you have been laid with for so long.
In the course of doing a couple hundred, you lose 16.
I only have 10.
Okay, well you lose all 10.
Okay.
You do not belong to anyone. In fact, please, I'm Arthur. It is a pleasure to meet you. I don't know what your given names are, and if I get to become your friend in this process, then it is well met. What we are offering and what has happened, and this might be a bit of a shock for you all, Your masters have been taken. They have been killed. They've been exterminated. There is no
Exterminated our masters.
there was no remnants of the power structure left behind from their former lives as you know it. This is shocking, and please remain calm while I explain the rest of this.
There is no need, Arthur. As you watch the masters kind of hover the stairs there somewhere. I rolled a nat 20, so perfect time. Dude, my rolls have been like shit when I need to be shit, and then perfect when you guys need to be perfect. Like this is just. Like, I'm not. You can look at it. It's a 20.
min-max-
Like,
storytelling.
We're min-maxing
it's-
our own.
it's fucking stupid.
Great storytelling.
No, it's
stupid.
not. I mean, it still kind of is, but like, let's say
This
it's
is
not.
our
We've done
story?
a great job, okay?
You're doing great with working with us instead of just like instead of beating us with a rock golem. You know, this is going great comparatively.
Okay, that's fair. See? I am the one who has freed you from your chain. There is no reason to be afraid of me. For I do hold a form that is unfamiliar to you. You may call me the Master. Now, as you are now free from your chains, I have many deeds for all of you to do. First of which will be ensuring that you bow to me now. Show me your servitude, and show me that you truly wish to serve the Master. So you're going to end up seeing, as it looks like, the entire crowd of these things is watching as the tentacles are kind of going out, these little teeth begin shuddering. All of them just immediately just kind of collapsing to their knees. And the last ones you're kind of trying to do is you end up like breaking your last lockpick. Just immediately drop down, just kind of like are like tremoring as they're kind of looking up. Excellent. Now, here's what I need you to do. I need all of you to follow me down into my chambers. And I need you to begin cleaning up some of the blood. There may be additional taskings from there. And I will give those to you as time comes. Anyone who takes on this form, you are to consider them to be me, the Master himself. Go forth, complete your duties. We will handle things from there. Luckily, we have a new area that's been available to us. You can sleep there. Welcome, children. And he watches all of them end up kind of following him down there. They see them kind of just getting out of the way as they begin kind of marching down. When will we get the rest of the city?
Well, as you've seen, this is the majority. The rest can be claimed by the thralls that you have made today.
How do I know of the course? As it will take roughly a week for these to change.
Well,
Do people assume that they are missing? Did you give them a return date?
We did not.
no, we only said that there were boundless riches and
Did you tell them how long of a travel it would be?
short travel.
We told. We didn't tell the full. We just told the travel party. We didn't tell the city.
I think if only, we only told, I believe, the overseer and those that took the journey itself.
Realistically, we only told the overseer.
Well, if you'd like. Now that the overseer position is vacant, I believe you can handle this with Frederick.
Which I acknowledged before I left. He was still in the town. He can confirm.
Well, Frederick might not be able to.
I believe it to be best if I end up sending perhaps Foe or Nay into the city. We'll send them back in, have them take on the role of Overseer, tell them that the rest of it is being culminated, and now the Overseer has been stepped out of his position, they should be able to orchestrate the rest of this from there.
Agreed. We are
Would you like your reward?
We would very much like that, and we'd like nothing more than to see how well everything went.
Where is your subject friend?
Excuse me, what?
I believe his name was Edard.
Oh, Edard. He stayed behind in the city.
I need him to come back to check up on him. I worry very much about his condition. I don't know how much time he has left. And the fact that the Metamorphosis, Ceramorphos, hasn't fully taken him into this, just besides me. And if he wishes to retain his humanity, or whatever that's worth, it would be preferred that I see him. Now, that being said, time can pass, but his not helping you on this endeavor, I very much doubt the sword is going to want to leave with anyone other than him.
Agreed, unfortunately. I'm unsure why he decided not to come. He just up and left. And didn't say anything.
Well, he watches you just kind of glides you down there and eventually gets you down to this trophy room and gives you guys the Mindflayers, the bow.
Can you remind me of the name of the bow?
Yeah.
Was it the Raven Queen or something?
Yeah, it's the one from Raven.
Raven Queen.
Not really the Raven Queen. That's not really her.
You put. Yeah, I just need it for.
Yeah. Veil's Reach. Yeah, Veil's Reach.
The...
You end up getting the Amulet of Health, and you guys already end up getting the flail. So.
No greatsword.
Alright, and as you guys end up getting that and heading on your back way to the city, you guys want to say anything as you're going back? You're gonna have having Vivo with you, and it looks like Nay ends up following along as well. As you end up taking on the form of the overseer.
We collect our mounts. Is there anything I want to say to anybody?
Which one took the form of the overseer?
Nay.
Watch me whip. Nay.
Oh, you put this in the chat.
Oh, yeah, it's called Veil's Reach.
Yeah, well, I'm spelling it wrong. It's not popping up.
VEI.
I spelled it wrong.
Silly goose. Silly goose. Master doesn't say anything after we grab the stuff? Grab the loot?
Nope, he's basically just gonna say thank you, and he's gonna end up actually handing you guys these like runic tablets.
Runic tablets?
Yes. He's gonna say, as you're going through, just ensure that you place these to expand the reach. Please.
What are these exactly?
They are created by my artificer. They are going to be a conduit of my control as I end up beginning to compete with the idea of the Elder Brain.
As you wish. So these are amplifiers of your...
Abilities, yes. My reach, my control.
Does that mean you would like one placed in Risen Stone itself, or does he need...
Absolutely.
Can be done.
The highest point you can in the city. Each city you go to, if you could.
How many of these do we get?
You got a pretty good amount.
Are they like fucking big ass tablets?
And they just go right
I
in your
just
back
shove them in the bag of holding.
That's
That's right. That's a fucking lootling.
Right, and that's all he's going to say is, kind of dismissing you from his
So, Nay, how long have you worked for the master?
Well, you're going to see he's really taken on the persona of the overseer. Actually changed his clothes to wear what the overseer wears as well. Well, it has been quite many years. At this point, we're probably looking at maybe 2 decades, feels like.
Oh.
master has been quite good to me.
Glad. I still have a hard time being comfortable with some of the things that he does, but I think that just has to do with my upbringing more than anything.
I agree, and it's all a matter of necessity and perspective, as the master has explained to me. Similar to how we eat the carcasses of the cattle, and he must eat the carcasses of his cattle. Simply but the natural way of life.
I don't like how gruesome it was.
It does take some getting used to. I will give you that.
Has he done this
later.
before?
I'm sorry?
Has he done this before?
Done what exactly?
Like, lure a whole town in at once?
No, this is the first time anything like this has happened. We've been going ones and twos here and there over the course of time. That's how the master has got the numbers he has, but never at this scale. It's only because of the efforts of your group this is impossible.
I really hope that he uses his powers for good. I mean, honestly, I don't like anything that's been going on in a lot of these areas I've been traveling to, so I guess anything's better than what it is now.
Well, where exactly are you going to next, Elena?
I think the group is I think it's called Shadowstone.
I'm sure you'll like Shadowstone. It's a nice area. I've been there a few times myself, disguised as a paladin. On my ventures into the Eye of Extraft to convince the dragons on the tax. It's quite a nice area. It's quite nice. It's very much, from what I feel, less influenced by the freelance. While they exist in the freelance as part of the freelance and pay their taxes, it seems like they're a different people.
Are there more of us there?
There might be a couple. I haven't seen any directly. You must keep in mind, this is more of a tourist location. Many travelers come through, and many a wealthy men come through as well. And their hunting expeditions into the Eye of Extrath. It's kind of a gambling town, a leisurely town, so all types of people come.
I guess that makes sense. And then I kind of like whisper a little bit more. You remember how I said the other day that the creature y'all created responded to me and one other person?
Yes, I remember that.
It was Arthur over there.
And you're wondering if I could tell if he's a changeling?
Or if he's not, then why it would be so interested in him?
So he's gonna end up. So as he's looking at him, you're gonna end up seeing he kind of like does this whole semantic thing. You're gonna end up seeing is like he says a couple of words, and he's just kind of looking. It's very curious. Well, he has a strange aura around him. It doesn't seem to be that of you and I, but I'm seeing he has multiple magic items. That sack he has, seems magic. Armor, and some of his jewelry, and
Magic sack. That's what they call me, Brett. Arthur Magic Sack.
it would seem that he has a lot on him, but maybe that's producing the aura. It's strange. I don't believe him to be a changeling. Huh. I'm terribly sorry. I've never seen anything quite like that. It's just it's startling to say the least. I've never.
Yeah, he definitely seemed to have some sort of influence over him. Anytime I would make a sound, he would stop in his tracks and look at me, and anytime he would make a sound, he'd stop in his tracks and look at him.
But that normally only happens in confusion. I've never. I don't think I've seen anyone in chambers take on his persona before. I might have. Maybe you just ask him.
When we had talked about it before, and he didn't seem to know why he would be so interested in him.
The only things it's supposed to listen to are things that it believes to be its master.
Could it just be that he's an artificer?
I would be shocked if that was actually the case. I mean, anything is possible, but it feels extremely unlikely. Actually, extremely improbable.
Well, I guess if you think of anything, just no.
I'll ponder it in our travels. I'm sure as you come into the city, I'll see you again. I will be taking on this persona for quite some time. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
He's just gonna kind of carry on. So, hey, anyone else want to do anything?
Maybe studying the bow.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, you should be able to tune to it if it
Yeah,
requires.
I'm alright.
Alright, so over the course of the next couple hours, you end up getting back into the city. You're gonna watch as the overseer ends up kind of jumping into this new position in the city, taking the entirety of the area. As he ends up getting into his position of power, you're gonna watch it. It looks like he's getting some commands, getting some orders, trying to work through exactly how they're going to orchestrate these things. The rest of the town's kind of asking questions, but it looks like Frederick is actually kind of getting himself positioned in the way where it's like, no, we understand. Yeah, we understand exactly what's going on, okay? The Overseer has a plan, we've got a vision. We've been looking forward to this for quite some time. He's probably just going to try to figure out exactly how he's going to be doing us and getting it to the best, and he's just going to keep going. Alright, so as you all end up getting into town, heading back over to the tavern where you end up kind of taking up a residence for a period of time, you're going to end up seeing what looks like Edar just kind of sitting over there, slugging down beers and water.
That's where you went. We're looking for you. In fact, you missed out on your special weapon. Someone's food. I'm gonna pull up a stool. I'm guessing it's fucking empty in here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up a stool next to Edward.
I'd probably do the same.
Yeah.
What's up?
I would not be in arms
You for sure.
So that makes sense.
That does make sense. What's going on, big fella?
What exactly you think was going to happen doing this?
Well, you didn't witness it, so that's good. I had to step out. But slaves are free. They chose to serve the master.
I gave
As
him
much
the
as-
option to leave.
I'm assuming you guys are saying this kind of quietly.
Yeah.
And
I gave them the option to leave, and they were really just interested in continuing to serve someone.
Oh, they led a bunch of slaves, free them, back into slavery, and then led hundreds of people to slaughter.
not everyone. But at least now the slave owners are the ones who truly perished, and those that they had bought and sold as property have kept their true, have kept themselves, have not been altered, have been unshackled, and given a
Quite
better
literally.
home. A better home and arguably a better purpose than just to enrich some person that's just going to discard them at a moment's notice once they stop being quote-unquote valuable. I believe they will get infinite value intrinsically from just being themselves, allowed to do what they please under the Master's employ, similar to the Shapeshifters, who willingly chose to serve, and that Elena has become so good friends with.
It was an inevitable end. Sped the process up.
You do realize that he said that our first option was we could have come back to town and leave. You do understand it, right?
Yes.
We didn't have to accept anything. We could have come back to town, tell them the aberration's gone. We could have left town. That would be our part in this whole thing. But no. You guys should have rounded up 200-300 people. Take them willingly to this place. Another old dead.
Well, after we awoke the golem in the Underdark, we really didn't have a choice at that point. There was no option of just leaving.
No, I know what Eddard's saying. You're right.
So for the time being, you guys go get some rest because we need to get out of here. I'm going to do the same. When you guys are ready to leave, let me know. We'll figure it out from there.
What about Dino?
Dino's gone.
We didn't have a service.
There's still time yet. To honor our fallen friend, at least.
I've done that. It was the first thing I did when I came back to town. After he died. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing else I can do. To dwell on it would be a waste of time.
Just gonna sit there. I'm sorry, friend.
I feel like I would get up and like shove my chair in and just storm out.
Okay. I'm gonna walk out, not as dramatically. But I want to give Eddard space. Excuse me.
I'm gonna go place one of the rooms.
Yeah, remember, it's not rooms, it's just
Or
like a
the-
giant fat thing upstairs. It's not-
Runes.
No, runes.
Oh, place one of the runes. Oh, runes.
I'm gonna take a tablet.
I'm gonna take one of the tablets and place it up the highest one.
Okay, the
That's
highest
a good
point in
thought.
the
The
city.
highest room of the highest
Tallest
tower.
tower.
So the highest point in the city is actually going to be in the chapel.
Oh, perfect.
Claire,
That's
fuck it,
actually
I'll
where-
fit right in.
All right, yeah. So you're able to get in there pretty easily. You're not going to run into any real like
I've
resistance.
talked to most of them already.
That's actually where I was headed.
Hey, you know guys.
Yeah, I know them.
Should we leave these guys too?
So you're gonna end up being able to walk right up in there. Or basically at the same time.
Is it the same clerics that I'd seen before?
Different clerics.
Is there a body of a goblin still here?
I'm terribly sorry. We were told that there was going to be a service and the body was beginning to decay. He's already been put to rest.
Oh. Where?
He's out there with the rest of the we would have to put them with the slaves, but given the fact that he had done a great service to the city and the overseer recommended that he be held in regard above slavery for some reason, he was buried over here.
I'm gonna go sit by his grave.
Go with.
All right, you're gonna be up in the tower. Okay, so you're gonna end up finding a pretty good spot to kind of put this thing. As you end up putting it down, you're gonna end up kind of remembering something, and you have to actually expend a spell slot to actually like activate it.
No matter what level.
No, it's just a spell slot. Okay. So as you end up spending a spell slot, and you're gonna watch it begins to kind of like glow and pulsate. It looks like the ruins of it begin to kind of like spiral a little bit. As it just begins to turn like a similar shade of color you see on like actual art changes. As it begins to kind of like retreat into it, just begins to kind of like pulsate and give off this weird like.
The same thing make a noise like nothing, just okay. Cool. I want to make sure it's there but hidden to an extent.
Okay. Go ahead and roll sleight. Or not sleight hand, investigation rather.
That'd be a 6. That'd be a 5.
Right, you end up finding like
Hold on. Is 4 points gonna matter?
might.
It is a 1.
You're gonna end up finding what you feel like is a pretty good spot over next to the top of the staircase.
Okay.
Lena, I know you really were close with Dino. I really enjoyed his company. Sorry I wasn't able to help. I do feel troubled about his passing. I'm happy, at least I hope his soul is in a restful place. And hopefully that damned sword didn't claim what was left of him. It's up there somewhere. Maybe Dawn gave him good judgment. He deserved. The shadow fell. The awful other place. But I would like to distance myself from this place. I'm gonna go find the ferryman. Our travel. Could be ready.
A beloved name inside my heart.
And I just like sit down and
A fleeting
stare at the stone.
in the stars.
Alright. As that's happening, you're gonna end up leaving and starting to walk through town. You're gonna end up seeing what looks like Cynthia. She's like,
Cynthia! Oh my god!
it's so great to see you.
I feel like it's been a couple days. Is it not? Are you well? How's Margaret holding up?
Margaret, it's fine. Actually, I was just. Okay, she's in. You're gonna watch it. She kind of turns around. You're gonna see Margaret.
Oh, my love.
Arthur,
I'm so happy to see you.
how are you?
I've been
Been a
better.
long time.
She's just basically gonna come up to you and give you like this huge hug.
I'm gonna like slip my hand down her lower back, just.
Okay. So as that happens,
Canted sack kicks it.
as it happens, you say, Arthur, to believe. I found a calling here in the city. They need somebody to make potions. And I've offered to stay and create the potions for the city.
See what you did?
Margaret,
marry her right now.
Margaret, I'm so happy for you. But could you make a man even more happy? And continue traveling with me.
Oh.
I understand this. We've come a long ways, Arthur, but
We have.
I believe that it to be the best service to our Lord if I'm here in the city creating potions to the Lord. Feels like you and your group have done so much to help not just us but the Lord's men escape from the burning of the city. I just want to give back to him, and I don't think in service to you I could do that to him.
Margaret, I'm flattered. And I do appreciate your kind words. Very much. and I've thoroughly enjoyed your company thus far. I would simply just love to keep having it. And this city, as much as you might like it here, I think we have much more potential somewhere else. We're going to Shadowstone already, and I know Shadowstone, I believe, isn't... it's a part of the Freelands, but I believe doesn't heavily identify with the Lord and the Lord's message. Maybe perhaps we can spread the word of our good Lord.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
I feel like I would have walked outside by now.
you would have just like maybe like casually walking by.
I don't need-
like Hitman, just like kind of tapping on the shoulder.
Give you a little slap on the ass.
I don't need 18.
18.
I don't need to slap him. It's Margaret I'm talking to. It's my baby girl.
Well, Arthur, you know what? Perhaps these people do need the help to be told rather of the good deeds that you've done and your group has done in support of our Lord. You know what? For you, Arthur, one more city.
Thank you, my love. This has been an adventure, truly, in name and in actuality. And I'm so happy to share this with you. I only wish you to join me more.
One more city, Arthur. One more city. Then my old bones must slow down.
We can find you a nice spot in the city. We did just get a nice, hefty handful of gold for our bounty handling.
Arthur, you don't have to do that.
No. My love, it's be ours.
Roll
old is she
performance.
again?
Roll performance.
She's a grandma.
Yeah, performance?
Yeah.
That's not great. Oh wait, never mind. It is. Well, it's
Goodish.
Average.
10.
You're so kind, Arthur. You don't have to really. But I do look forward to that. And if you could, I've never been able to properly live the life I'd like. I've always focused on staying in inn and taking care of others. If we could get me some property in the potion shop, I will ensure that you are taken care of.
In that magic sack of yours.
I'm gonna give her a nice pick in front of everybody.
Alright. So as you end up doing it, you're gonna watch. You're gonna watch, and she kind of like just retreats and kind of covers her lips.
You want to roleplay that?
No. Come here, man. Come on.
This whole time.
It's been a
I want to kiss the DM. Come on, who else is next, man? Come on, kiss the DM. It's the holiday. Alright. Something. Alright, so as it happens, you're just gonna kind of get a little bit shy. Like Cynthia just kind of like looks at both of you. Arthur, if I could, I need to speak with you first.
Of course. And I hold Margaret's hands in front of me, just hold her and look in her eyes. Will you be ready to leave for Shadowstone within the hour?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
How old is Arthur?
Not old enough.
I'm like,
Oh,
or like late 20s, early 30s ish.
yeah.
Mid 30s. We'll go mid 30s. We'll go with that.
So-
So, market.
She's gonna be like kind of like mid-60s.
She's old enough.
She's got some
Love.
dentures in
Okay.
that she takes out.
She can still be. Just because she's old.
Right, so Cynthia's gonna end up kind of saying, I'll take Margaret. You said you needed to talk to the keeper.
The ferryman. Yes.
Ferryman. Yes, I will go speak to him. But
Huh.
there was the gods had some things in the overseer's office.
Okay.
I-
Should I go?
Well,
should I
the
come with
overseer,
you?
no, the overseer was already there. Just go in there, and you should be able to just overlook everything.
Yeah.
I'll don't wait. I'll take Margaret back to the inn. I'll go from there over to the. I'm assuming the docks. I believe that's where you would expect to find.
Sure. Absolutely.
I'll track him down for you and the rest.
Thank you, Cynthia.
And you're gonna watch as she ends up kind of just ushering Margaret off. Okay. All right. So I'm assuming you're just gonna go over there. Let's go back to you guys. So, what do you guys want to do? So you would have gone downstairs. You would have kind of like witnessed a little bit like the end of this conversation. Probably would have seen this awkward kiss off in the distance, and then watched as Arthur just kind of starts walking.
Awkward. Excuse me. It's
Right.
passion.
Well, what you would perceive as awkward. What you would perceive as awkward.
Would I notice that he's going towards the overseer?
You would end up seeing. You're pretty familiar with sign. You'd see he's walking over in the direction of the overseer.
I'd probably follow, just to see. Like, I mean,
Okay.
I don't have anything else to do.
Alright.
I'd join Arthur at this point.
Cool. So you're gonna be
We've
kind
been
of like
buddies
you're gonna
most
kind
of
of be
the day.
following behind. Are you trying to like catch up to him or?
Yeah, I probably would have. I would have jogged.
All right. So
So
you're gonna,
how was
Oh, Margaret? Oh, yeah. Lovely. She's joining us again. We're going to Shadowstone and ready to leave. I guess the Overseer needed to speak with me. Something the guards wanted to show. Not quite sure, but that's what Cynthia let me know. And the
I'll join if you don't mind.
Overseer. Let's see what she wants. Is Nay a... How did Nay...
Nay seemed like you never really saw their full
Okay,
like.
never mind. Overseer. Go to the Overseer. The...
I didn't know.
All right. So as that happens, you're gonna end up seeing you guys. What are you doing? So you're still staying out at the casket. Call that. Okay. What about you?
I'm but his move.
Okay. Cool.
Glug glug.
All right. So as you end up getting to the overseer's office, the two of you are going to end up walking over to the door. The overseer is going to kind of open the door for you. And say, well, it's great to see you back. What can I do for you?
I was told that there was something that you had business with me.
No.
Hmm.
We just talked not too long ago. I guess I'm confused.
Guess I had business with the old Overseer. And that's cool. Settling in okay?
Yes, I was looking around and it's pretty much the same of what we've kind of found out about him in the past. Nothing too outrageous has really changed.
Can you tell me, if anything?
Wait, your name. What was your name?
Arthur. And that's
Yes. Yes. And you're gonna watch as he just kind of turns around and starts like walking into the room and starts like shuffling through something on the desk. This right here. This had your name on it. I would assume it's from the old overseer, but here you go.
Okay.
And he's basically just gonna hand this packet. As you're kind of turning it around, you're gonna end up seeing it looks like the name Arthur was just kind of like hastily written on there. Like not like don't think like an envelope in the mail kind of thing. It's not like here's the mailing address. It looks like somebody just kind of like wrote the word like kind of like it was like a backpack you'd see in high school, and like somebody kind of wrote their name on the back of it, just so you kind of know where it is, or know what it is, rather. Whose it is. Oh my god, I got there. All right, so as you end up kind of receiving this thing, you're gonna end up seeing it looks like it's kind of a leather pouch or something like that. It's kind of like bound together, having some paper and stuff like inside. It's a little bit thicker, but as you end up kind of turning it around, I want you to go ahead and roll history.
If need be.
Yep. Take time.
I'm here.
Okay. 14.
As you end up turning this thing around, you're going to end up seeing that the actual binding of this seems to be very intricately done, and it looks like the actual back of it, while it is like kind of like roped off and like sealed to a degree, kind of enclosed. You're gonna end up seeing what looks like a marking on the back of it. And as you end up like kind of examining the marking, you're gonna end up seeing what was your roll again? As you end up kind of examining the marking on the back of it, it looks like it's like a wax seal of some kind. It's kind of like binding it together. You're able to make it out kind of, but you can't really make it out fully though, just because it looks like it's been kind of depressed and worn. There's some kind of seal on the back.
I'm gonna hold on to this for later. It seems like something to mull over while I have free time. I turn it over to you. Thank you. Any idea what this might be? Chance?
I think the previous overseer would have a better idea than me.
Well, didn't know.
I'm
if
sorry.
You...
I saw some things on the desk with some names on it, and I thought your name was either Arthur or Artelia or something. It was
Close enough. It's almost. It's a.
I think I met you maybe one time in the past.
Well, thank you for holding this on.
It wasn't like I was going to just go throwing it away.
Let me know. Do you need any help? Because we're bound to leave, and it seems like you have a pretty good hold of the place.
Oh, I think we're all right.
The rune has been placed.
Excellent. I will message that over to Frederick, and he will ensure that gets back to the overseer. Where is it?
In the chapel tower.
Chapel Tower?
Above the stairwell.
Absolutely. That will be fantastic, and I appreciate it very much that you do this.
Well, if that's all the business we have, then we will be getting ready to go.
Absolutely.
Good luck settling in some more. Hope everything goes well. I will hope to not hear from you if I don't have to.
Well, you do have Eva with you.
Very good. Indeed.
You do indeed.
Farewell.
Alright. Are you leaving with them, or?
Yeah.
What time of day was it?
Right now you guys are probably sitting around like 11.
Morning.
Oh, wait.
Because
Sorry. You guys came back. You guys came back.
Yeah.
You guys are probably looking like mid evening. It's probably like 6-ish, maybe 5-ish.
Okay.
Probably close to the 6.
I want to like look around and make sure that nobody's around at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you're pretty much alone.
We took half the sound. Okay.
I want to change into my true self.
Okay. Yeah, you do that.
And then I just want to kind of like talk to him. I appreciated you more than I probably let on. You resonated a lot with me, and I'm sorry that this happened. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. But whenever I asked if you and Edard would be with me no matter what, you said yes. And, this was that no matter what. This is me. I'm not Elena. I haven't been able to tell the rest of the group that yet. I don't know if I'll ever tell the rest of the group that, but I wanted you to know. And then I like put my hand on his grave and stand up, change back to myself, and walk away.
And you end up doing that.
Yes.
You leave. Alright, we'll go back to Edard. So Edard, you're gonna end up hearing, as it looks like Cynthia and Margaret kind of walk in. Margaret's gonna end up kind of like talking a little bit as she's going upstairs, and then Cynthia's just gonna kind of like slip back out the door behind you. It feels like it's kind of a quick transaction almost, just bring her upstairs. Probably after another like 15-20 minutes pass and you're sitting there at the bar, you're gonna end up hearing as Cynthia comes back in, she's saying, "Excuse me, Edard? Edard? What? Has Arthur come back in yet?"
I don't think so.
Okay, well, if he comes back in, whenever he's done doing whatever it is he's doing, the fairy said that they could leave within the next half an hour. They're ready whenever.
Thank you.
Right.
How drunk are
Okay,
you?
so what do you guys want to do?
I would just head to the
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're ready to dip.
like I would just probably head straight from the overseers to the dock. Check on
Okay.
the ship.
I probably would have been headed to the tavern. I wouldn't know to go there.
Actually,
Actually.
I would have stopped in by somewhere to acquire some bows. Or not bows, some arrows.
some bows.
Some bows. Some arrows.
Just chucking bows at people.
Some
Shooting
arrows.
bows with my bow.
All right, so you're gonna kind of like step away from
Yeah.
wherever Arthur's going. You're just gonna. I'm assuming he's going back to the tower. You're just gonna break off and go with his job.
Yeah, I would have bought a quiver of arrows.
Okay. All right. So as you end up kind of breaking off and going over to go shopping, you're gonna end up finding your way over there pretty easily. You're gonna end up seeing they have a couple of quivers actually sitting there in the store. These are going to be.
I got some money.
So you're gonna have a quiver of. Okay. So you end up having a couple of quivers. So they're going to be +1 arrows.
Okay.
And oh shit. Well, for the purpose of the time, we're going to be closing right here anyways. Just message me that, but
+1
Quiver up.
yeah, I think they're like 15 gold a piece, but
That's fine. I'd buy a full quiver. I got the full
Mr.
bounty.
Moneybags. Yeah, you're holding all the money right now.
You and I are the only ones who know that.
That's true.
all right. So yeah, you're going to end up getting that. Just message me that you got 3 quivers of +1.
3 quivers?
Yeah, 3 quivers of +1. I know you'll be able to afford it, so I'm not worried about the price right now. We'll do that later.
I'm buying Margaret a house. Hello?
All right.
Or at least a shop.
Okay, so as you're sitting in the bar, it feels like time is just kind of like flailing around you. Like you just have no idea of like what's going on. Everything is kind of like spinning. I want you to roll a con save. 16. Okay, so as you end up kind of just like holding everything together, you're gonna end up getting to this point where like you feel like everything's blurry. You're gonna watch as like Arthur just kind of comes over there next to you in the counter, just kind of puts his hand on your shoulder and just like almost checking in on you for an extent.
Ready to go? Seems like you're somewhere.
Sure. Are we?
I'm gonna lead Edard. Come on, we're heading out to the docks to get on the ferry to Shadowstone. Finally.
Right. I'll shakily get up and follow.
Right. So as you end up heading over to the docks, you're gonna end up seeing that Cynthia is kind of helping to usher Margaret over there. As the rest of the group kind of ends up convening over at the docks. It's gonna be roughly like 7 o'clock at night, and you're gonna end up getting over to the edge of the docks, and you see what looks like the ferry captain just kind of staring at you as he begins to say. We'll stop there. All right, so we'll go ahead and end there for this session. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember, that has been Millennial Tavern. We're going to be live on Wednesday next week, and we're actually doing our Christmas special. Which it looks like it'll be taking place on a ship. So we'll be doing our Christmas special on a ship at sea as we end up going towards the Eye of Exwrath, over across that way over to Shadowstone.
Are we keeping these characters for that, or is it? Because last time we did our own shit.
No, we didn't.
No, it was the same characters.
Yeah, it was.
You were just drunk that day.
Which character did I have at that point? Was that Rumlum?
I think you're
Probably.
around.
Yeah, that was still at the beginning.
That was at the very beginning of my D&D shit.
Yeah, because remember Eddard was a barbarian that went in and killed everybody.
That's right.
Yep.
At our hamster moment.
The fucking elves. He killed all the elves.
I'll
You
send you.
weren't
I'll
here.
send you. I made
You have to
like a
see
little animation for it.
I remember watching the animation for it because you were like, yeah, look.
Yeah.
Because
No,
we had the holiday. You did the
Yep.
holiday party.
Yeah. But anyway, so all to say, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will be going back at it again here on Wednesday. So thank you all so much. Anything you want to add? Cool. Awesome. Well, thank y'all. Take it easy, and later, ladies.
Bye bye.
See ya.
GG's.
Bye.